Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Eternal Undermountain. You can catch this stream every Wednesday at Eastern Standard Time from 7 to 10 p.m. You can catch the sister stream with a different group of people going through a homebrew campaign from 9 p.m. to midnight on Sundays. Again, Eastern Time. You can find my books on DriveThruRPG and the DM's Guild. Noble Crumpet's Book of Secrets is coming to the DM's Guild probably in a month. It's just one more art to do, and then it'll be set. Anywho, let's get back into the session because stuff happened last time. The party was headed towards the surface, whereupon they encountered a contingent of goblins that were alerted by a shrieking fungus to the player's presence. They promptly dispatched them. 20 goblins are no match for you guys. Almost had a close encounter with an intellect devourer in one of the bugbear's heads, as they are all apparently Xanathar cronies. And before anything else happened, you guys were able to find a secret passage that led to an area with a what was once a pit trap, and at the bottom lies one of Volt's ex-party members of the Fine Fellows of Daggerford. Haleth was purportedly left for dead by Copper Stormforge here. That is where we left off. The two here have been, let's see, Haleth has been restrained. I think he's been handcuffed because I put the restraint thing icon on him. Copper is being separated from them, while you guys are trying to talk them down. Copper supposedly left Haleth for dead after a fight or a dispute over, well, party funds. And Haleth, kept alive by his god, was able to pull through and wants vengeance real bad on Copper for the joining with the rest of the crew and dumping him in there. Anyway, you guys want to? Oh, another announcement, mini announcement. Oso can't make it today, so I'll have to be playing his character, and I'll mostly be neutral this factor. Guys, what do we do? Listen, if that guy gets any closer to me, I'm gonna have to do something to him. You know, you're gonna have to keep those restraints on him. You see, because I said I'm sorry, and he still wants to kill me. Of course, I want to kill you. You left me for dead. I could have been eaten by rats or worse in this godforsaken dungeon.
You think these buttons, like, unlock a secret door or something?
Shut up, kitty! Shut up, kitty! Can't you see we're arguing here?
I can see you're arguing here. And I think I know the proper solution.
If you say throwing them in a pit, we're gonna have a problem.
I'm not going to say throw them in a pit. Okay.
You are, but...
Well, yes.
Oh, so
okay.
Throw them in a pit.
No. So Haleth, you want Copper dead. Copper, you just want to get to the, to Skullport. Am I correct?
I will pay you no mind if you just let me go and keep that guy away from me.
Perfect. How about this? Copper, we will let you go and do as you wish to go wherever it is you want. Skullport, Waterdeep, don't really care. Haleth, you will come with us and accompany us to the surface. And once we are there safely, you can go on your merry way. You can hunt down Copper, you can let him go, whatever you please. If you want to go hunt him down, his death won't be on our conscience. How about that, everyone?
That sounds amicable to me. I'm not joining you. I must seek vengeance. My party members are still down here somewhere. I'll find them.
We can help. What if we agree to help you find those party members? Wait, don't you want them dead? Hold on. Oh god.
He's getting closer.
Here we
He's
go.
getting closer.
It's mostly there for the for the visual. Of course, I'm blocking both of them now.
So BB's definitely gonna be on those man clothes, holding them back at least.
I'm holding him back too.
I am absolutely not holding him back.
Well, we know that. Yeah, Newt, You did discover last time that Copper has a like weird velvet bag on him that looks like it belonged to Alistair. I didn't know if you needed to bring that up at any point, but so far you're the only one that knows.
Look, I think that's an amicable reason for us to be able to continue onward. Why do you need to kill this man now? Why is it such an important thing that needs to happen in this very moment, and you can't just wait till we're all at the surface and then go about your own damn business?
He looks at you with a glare. There's like fury behind his eyes. Make a persuasion check.
Ooh.
That's an okay number.
It's an okay number.
He kind of like leers over at Copper out of the side of his eyes, struggles against the manacles once more, and then just says, "If that's what it's going to take, I will hunt them to the ends of the earth. Mark my words, but I will give you a head start."
If that be your
Head
vengeance,
start.
we can't stop you, but you know what? Right now, while you're in good conscience of the rest of us, we can't let you harm this man. Basically what I'm saying, what we don't know don't hurt us and don't hurt you either. Copper might hurt you, though.
Yeah. I'd go for Haleth on that one. I'd probably put my bets on him.
You better keep these things on me. He rattles his manacles, and Copper just kind of like jerks back. Well,
Copper, if you were smart, you might want to actually go to the authorities and mention that this man seems to want to have a blood feud, and maybe they'll take care of you.
Yes, I'm sure they'll take his side, especially since I have so many other witnesses to corroborate the story. Tell you what, I'm heading out, and if it's all the same with you, I'm taking some of the goblins' gear.
Okay.
You
Hope
mean
you're
that-
not talking to me.
No, the 20 goblins that we killed in the other room.
Thank you.
Have I looked at his map closely enough that I remember it, or do I have it on me? Just for the
I
because
think
I know he had.
I don't remember if you guys took it from him or if he kept it on him because it was in his butt.
I think I took it. Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely didn't touch it. I know that much.
I just make sure that I have the map on me so that like he didn't take it back or anything.
Okay.
And so that I
Yeah,
can
that's
I show it to Haleth and I'm like, look, I need to go down here and it's possible Copper might go there too. So there be chances later if you need to if you help me out, there might be chances later to take him on.
Forget the map. I'm out of here. If you'll let him leave. He struggles against like Oso's outstretched arm. He looks at you guys. Do we let him go?
Please help us, Haleth.
Can I?
I'll let Copper go. I'm not fighting it.
Okay. Oso just kind of nods and goes, "All right." And Copper jolts out of his grip, shakes his head, says, "See ya, Bean. You're the most amicable of these. Damned shovels." My God. He opens the secret door into the tunnel and moves beyond it, closing it behind him. And he goes
Don't
off.
die, Copper.
I'll try not
Alright.
to. His voice disappears beyond the stone. All right.
I asked Haleth to help us, please.
Well, Haleth kind of like looks at Newt, and you've probably taken off your skull mask. He kind of doesn't seem amused by your cute appearance. He just kind of nods and says, "That was the agreement. Unlike them, I'm a man of my word. I will honor this.
Sounds good to me.
But if it makes you
Yeah,
feel any better, I'll keep the manacles on. I think I need to calm down a bit."
I mean, I don't think you're trying to kill us, so I don't really distrust you at all or have any reason to believe you would kill us.
Look, if the man wants to keep the manacles on, I ain't gonna protest against that. Look, he's kind of strong.
I mean, he is. I know they are your manacles, so
Strong
if you would
boy.
like to have them back, that's up to you.
He heads over against the wall and slumps down, just kind of leaning against it. Let me know when we're ready to go.
Oh, by the way, did you see what I found? I found buttons. Have I mentioned that I
Buttons?
found buttons on the wall?
Yeah. You got buttons. What are these buttons about?
I don't know.
So you see on the wall
yeah,
is
remind
a
me.
cross section of the Undermountain in relief, not chalk drawings, as I
Mhm.
had said accidentally last time.
Right.
Um,
Crosshatch.
the three buttons that you had found with your investigation, there's a lot of like neat little details and stuff, but most of them are difficult to make out, and others are just kind of generic maps. They don't really illustrate a perfect way to get from like room to room or anything. It's kind of like that map I drew on the other screen, just kind of boxes, but they look more like caves.
Mm-hmm.
But the three buttons on the third level down of the Undermountain map is a flaming skull in relief that can be pressed as a button. On level 16 or so is a comet. On level 23 is a runed tower, a tower with a rune on it.
All right.
There.
I'm gonna be over here.
Okay.
You can press them though.
Oh, I love your vote of confidence, Oso. I'm
As
just
always,
wondering,
buddy.
I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't transport us. I don't know if they can be. Are they? And Niat, can you cast some detect magic to see if there's magic on these bad boys? I believe we have 10 minutes.
I sure can.
Newt goes over to the buttons on the wall, and you actually don't need 10 minutes. She has the invocation that lets her just cast it at will.
Yeah, buddy.
So she just kind of opens her eyes to the arcane, and she can kind of see magical auras around objects. And in fact, there are some magical auras around objects here. The buttons appear to have some form of, I'm going to say, some form of, transmutation magic, I'll say.
Oh boy.
So these aren't buttons.
They are buttons, they just are.
Not.
Actually, correction. I just looked up something that is more like the effect. It is illusion magic.
Still not a button.
Illusion magic.
Uh,
Right, well,
can I do an arcana check?
Sure. Okay, with a 15, you detect that the aura is a little faint. If it does do anything, it's probably not powerful. You also learn about illusion magic in that it creates, illusions, but not just illusions of like a visual sense, but also like of a mental one or of an auditory one, stuff like that. So it could really be anything, but most likely it's probably not going to be harmful. Your best estimate.
So these could just be buttons that you press them and they do nothing.
cool. I press one of the, let me press the comet button.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
You press the button. It depresses with a
Dinosaurs.
click,
Dinosaur.
and then it returns to its normal state. And then you hear a voice echo through the chamber. Gate access to Stardock from level 16 only.
Cortana?
What did that thing just say?
Excuse. Hello?
Level 16. Okay.
Make him do it again. Just make him say it again.
I'll click the same one again.
The same thing happens. It
Does
says
it-
gate access. Gate access to Stardock from level 16 only. It throws up a little.
Oh, it does.
Imagine if a recording did that.
All right. Let me. And you
Try
said
another
the
one.
other button was for level 16, right?
That is where the comment button is.
Oh, okay. So I'll just press the next one.
Next one, up or down?
The skull one, I guess.
Okay. On level 3, the flaming skull
Yeah.
icon.
That one.
You click it. It says gate access to Skullport disabled.
Oh dear. All right, and the final one.
The one at the bottom says gate access to Hallister's Tower from level 23 only.
Huh. Well, that's interesting.
Wait, does that thing say 23?
Yes. 23. The bottom level, I would assume.
I'm
You
assuming
know,
that's
Shadow
gotta be
does
the
hold
last
is on
one.
level 22.
Yeah.
From the estimation, it does appear to be the bottommost level. They also sort of narrow as they go much deeper. It kind of widens at the top middle, but then it progressively gets smaller and smaller as if it's harder and harder to dig out more tunnels.
Well, shall remember this. That was rather disappointing. Anyway, where were we? I believe we were heading to the surface. Did Haleth agree?
Yes,
Good, I can't speak today.
I'll behave.
And I'll be Hive. Haha.
Hate it.
Yep, me too.
Hey, Newt,
Hey.
you can do some sort of like illusion magic, yeah? Oh wait, no. Alistair, you might be better for that, yeah?
Wow.
Well, both
I
of
am
you,
a
not
illusion boy.
Overlooking the little guy, right?
No, just either one. I don't do the magic thing. You just got kind of the blasty blast from the
I
mouth.
have-
That's about it.
I get the.
I'm minor
I get some.
illusion of crepe.
You got crepes?
Yes. I cast minor illusion and make a crepe in my hand. Ah! Crepes.
I don't even need to eat, and I love that. Look at that. It's round.
Yes.
Press.
Anyway.
Eh,
That counts.
does that
Kind of.
change your face?
If you could change your face.
Look now.
Your face.
It's just
my illusion.
face.
It just
Um,
it's kind of weird. Seemed like Alistair was kind of
yes.
all right with what's called leaving. Once he was gone, he calmed down. Didn't feel like going after him. Just I don't know.
It's just.
Seemed weird.
It's just a sensory effect, so I can't make
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah, prestidigitation just kind of does minor tricks. If you describe something to me, I can just let you know, like, if that happens or the extent to which that happens. Like, instead of, like, a fireball, it might create, like, harmless fireworks or something. It also describes what
But
it
you
can
wanted
do.
to change my face.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, that's a little,
Well, I
that's a
can
little
do
rough.
that.
If,
You wanted to change
if
my
you did
face.
it, it would probably be more obvious. Like a little, fake glowing face or
Little glowing
something.
Mask or something.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as good as disguise self. Or something like that.
Yes, I can disguise thine self, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you kind of just said the words, so I think
Can you
I know what
disguise?
that
Can
means.
you disguise myself?
No,
Could you make me look like
I can
BB?
only. Yes. Hold on, BB. Can I borrow your hat? I'm gonna make Oso look like you by putting on your hat on his head. Will that work?
You know, you're quite a clever cat. Just gonna say. I give the
I am
hat to
very
Oso.
clever.
Yes. Oso puts on BB's hat.
Perfect.
Nice.
No one could tell the wiser.
Guys, I'm BB.
Anyway, do we know which way is to the surface?
Pew
Is it out
pew.
this door?
Well, I don't know. I haven't been here before.
Oh, dang it. Alice, do
Anything.
you know which way is up?
Hmm.
It's been weeks.
Oh,
I don't know if I can remember.
Oh boy.
If anything, Copper
Uh,
might have known the way out, but obviously he skedaddled as quickly as possible.
Yes, we'll miss him dearly. Anyway, let me check out this door. I just want to see where this leads.
Okay. That was the door that was unlocked, I think?
Is this?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think that
remember.
was
I assume
unlocked.
so.
Okay. So that door is unlucky, dude. And it opens up into a hallway that quickly turns to the left. Haleth
Right.
kind of struggles to his feet as he sees that people are starting to get moving.
Well,
Spark will help him out for so he can lean.
and then I just want to check. This one's locked, I assume, right?
It is,
there
in
was
fact,
one that was
locked.
Well, is there a lock on it that can be picked?
Hell yeah, dude. Do you want to pick
Alright,
it?
yeah, I just wanted to do that, just because.
Make a
curious.
sleight of hand, well, Thieves' Tools dexterity check. All right. After picking around the lock for a bit, it seems to be not taking very well. The lock itself has been masterfully crafted, perhaps of dwarven make.
Oh no! We let the dwarf go. Oh well, I'll get over it. Onward, or do we need to rest?
Sting.
That's up to you
Yes,
guys. BB
what?
got the most beat up in that fight.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't. Are you okay to go now, or would you like to take an hour or so?
I wouldn't mind with an hour, but if we must be rushing out, I think I can manage it. As long as I'm in the middle or the back, somewhere kind of away from trouble.
You okay? Those purple goblin things really did a number on you.
Yeah, it's kind of what happens when you're sitting there becoming a pincushion.
Yes. Use also spell slots.
Oso doesn't have cure wounds ready.
I don't cure wounds.
I thought he did.
I whip vines and I toad.
Exactly.
I have cure wounds ready. Come over.
See?
And I'll cast it at second level. So it's 2d8 plus 4.
Oh, it's actually a good one.
That was
Nice.
a good
Usually
roll.
those fail us.
Yeah, right.
Usually it's like 1, 2.
I think that's the pick me up I need. Real question is, are you gonna be all right walking along with him?
Aleth kind of looks down at you on your mighty steed.
Might be a little short for you, Haleth.
Oh, it's fine. I can walk.
Well, if you're gonna be walking, I think it's time that you take those good old bracelets off, because we might need you.
He hesitates, but eventually he turns around to let you take them off.
I remove the manacles, and yeah.
All right, well, let's get moving.
Agreed.
Stay in the back-ish, Haleth. Hopefully, you won't be in a fight
It's okay.
anytime soon.
I'll stick with the other character that the DM is controlling.
Okay.
This is called the DM zone.
The DM zone. All right,
Like the event.
you guys.
Are you gonna be all right with the whole debacle?
I'll be fine.
You're not mute.
I'm not. Oh,
It's Newt.
Sting. I mean,
shit, I'm new.
Good with this
Whatever.
decision? Proceeds
just-
singing.
all I gotta say is I hope that guy never sees me again.
Listen, you saw how easily he went down, right? He's probably going to die on the way to wherever it is he's going.
This is true. If anything, we did send him on a.
I'm gonna look
Did
at
it?
you, look around at you guys for a second, and then
He
just
did
be like,
have
And I hope that guy never sees me again. And then just proudly walk away.
Okay. So you see
Oh,
that
boy,
the
that's
hall
funny.
continues forward before
Into a new
turning
map.
to the right. It also has a door immediately next to you. Which option do you want to take? And you can make perception checks to help with your decision.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say that this one's for the doorway. You
Yeah, that's fine.
perceive at the doorway, and it does appear to be a hefty door. It doesn't seem to be locked, but you don't hear anything on the other side. Newt is looking down the hallway, and Newt, you can perceive distant rumbling voices, but you can't make out what they're saying. They're too far away.
Oh my god. Guys, there's something over
So doorway it is, because I don't hear any. Shit. Doorway. Doorway it is then. I
Okay.
hope my mic can pick this up.
You can
Yes.
stage whisper.
Okay.
Anywho, Alistair offers for you guys to go down the doorway path, as there seem to be people up ahead. Is that what you guys want to do?
Following wherever.
All right. Yeah, I do that then.
Okay.
Sure.
I don't know. Open door.
Yeah. I will have to take you onto a new map, so
I have my hand axe out and ready.
have it handy.
Yeah, it's gonna be handy.
All right, and I think that's good for tonight.
Okay. Yep. That's it. We've uncovered a new map, and we'll
We
discover
got
it next time. Okay. You go
Got a
through
new
the door.
pun and we're good.
It quickly turns zigzagged around the edge here, leading into an open hallway with a 10-foot alcove to the north.
Would it be? Oh, it would be metagaming to see if I would assume that if I know this area, right? Because the map is kind of like somewhat revealed.
Oso kind of comes forward and goes,
Yeah.
"Hey, I think I know where we are.
Oh, do you? Where are we?
Gosh, I think we're where we saw that cube that I turned to goosh."
Goosh.
Oh no, not the gelatinous ooze. I
Wait,
hate those things. I always walk into them.
that long ass tunnel, the one where he just like turned into a toad inside of the gelatinous cube, that one?
Well, near there, I think we scouted out this hallway.
Hmm.
At least it smells the same.
Yeah, alright.
Yep.
Don't forget, Hallister likes to reset traps and shit, so keep an eye out anyway. Don't walk into this
Yes, he's
thinking that clear.
Okay.
I
kind
said
of a
thinking
dick.
you're not clear.
Oh, Alistair, you go ahead. Yes, let the rogue
I'm
go
nimble.
first.
What is this
So, you look in the alcove,
bottom?
and there is actually something here. There is a relief on the north wall. It shows a heavyset man playing a harp, and he's completely naked.
Oh, put some clothes on. God.
It is a relief.
Bean,
You
don't
mean
look.
it's a
I'll say.
Don't look.
You also
That'd be
see on the ground
interesting.
that there is like a 5-foot pole.
5 foot.
Mhm.
Is it attached to anything, or is it just like a pole that's just lying?
It's just
on the
loose
ground?
on the ground.
Okay. Well,
Is it
what
on
would
the
it?
pole? What if that's like the sword? Any
To
hands
the
around?
stone?
I've done that. Oso walks forward to go and grab it.
Don't.
Okay. Well, that's okay.
Oh,
Anyway.
we're not grabbing it?
No, you're good. Go for it. Let me just be over here.
Uh, BB? Can I grab it?
Look, I ain't your dad. You can go ahead and do whatever you want. Just make sure you're ready for the consequences of getting another thing stuck to your hand.
Mage.
Mage hand sounds
Oh, I
smart.
have that. Hold
Okay.
on.
Mage hand sounds
Oh, I
smart.
have that. Hold
Okay. Also goes to pick it up. Alistair, you doing anything?
on. Well, I kind of want to make like. Does this like relief look like it would be like a historical figure at all? Somebody of importance?
You can make a history check.
Yeah, that.
You can't recall anybody from history that was famous for playing the harp and the nude. Another check might be valuable if you like, but it's up to you. Oso is going to grab for yon stick.
I
Go for it.
am clearly a connoisseur of the fine arts.
I am clearly a nude man playing the harp. Yeah, you don't have any recollection of anything that this might represent.
Yeah, I got nothing for you.
Okay. Oso picks up the stick. Everybody cringes for a second, but nothing happens. He kind of like looks at it in his hand, and the stick kind of collapses a bit on one end. Oh, what?
You broke it.
Yeah, I
Good
broke
job.
the stick. How did I do that? He kind of like plays with it a bit, and you guys see that it's like a tent pole almost, like it can be collapsed.
Yep.
But it looks like it's snapped off at one end, almost perfectly severed. This
Alright,
appears to be one half of a 10-foot pole.
Yes. I think we're trying to make more of it than it really is.
When you say tent, do you mean that it's collapsible?
Yeah. But it only collapses once.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Does it
Does
look
it
like
look like-
it would have? You're good.
Oh, does it look like so? It's been extended to 10 foot, and then it's been cut
Yeah.
to 5 foot.
And he picked it up and it kind of like fell apart in his hand almost.
Oh.
Like to two collapsible parts.
I'm gonna check out the statue and see if it like fits anywhere, or if it's just a pole that has no relevance to the statue.
Okay. I'm assuming you're going up to it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like a relief on the wall. So you go up to it and you start like checking it for secrets of any sort. You eventually find that there isn't anything unusual about it as far as mechanisms, but there is an inscription that is drawn or carved onto the harp's like spine, and it was made to look like part of the design, but it's actually written in common. It says, "Gaze upon me with bronzed visage, and secrets shall I reveal."
Bronze visage. Hey, anybody know what this means?
Hell if I know.
Phoebe, you're a copper dragon, right? Not a bronze one.
I'm blue.
You just assume his color.
Dragonborn.
Oh, so give me that hat back.
Yes, mistress.
Yes. Mistress.
Sorry,
Ah,
master.
ah.
I cover up the only shiny blue spot that's probably on the top of my head because it's always underneath the hat. Everything else is pale.
I know you do the electricity. I forget which color that associates with. Anyway,
Hello.
Probably
Blue,
couldn't see because of the
okay.
torch. It looks orange from
Oh,
here.
Get it. That's why you call yourself BB Blue. Okay, anyway.
Sacre
Um,
bleu.
It's
A
pitch
bronze
black now.
visage.
It's okay. I thought it was because he was sad all the time.
Look,
Yeah.
narrator from the. I'm gonna slap you.
I like having a voice to talk. I could talk through this voice, but this one's just too pissed at vengeance.
All right, we should keep moving. Maybe we don't need to mess with the relief of the naked man.
Maybe not. We will remember this.
Say that this hallway had a monster lurking about. I haven't been here.
At one
I
point,
think we killed it.
and it wasn't in here, it was up ahead.
I'm gonna cautiously start sending firebolt out in case there's something in front.
Okay, you continually are stepping along the path and going, firebolt, firebolt, firebolt.
Something seems weird. When you get to that hallway, let me know. Does that go down? Head south?
It does.
Heading south. I'll send a firebolt down this way.
Kamehameha!
Definitely helpful,
Yeah.
but I feel like we went that way. We came from up here.
Oh. So this is going back to eventually where we met.
It might wrap around, yeah. Maybe that relief has something to do with us moving along.
I don't know. We didn't check it out last time. I
Yeah,
just
well,
remember
don't
this
believe we
hallway
went this far.
because of my wanderer feet. You continually shoot fireballs down Volt, and by virtue of me not saying anything, nothing has popped out at you. You eventually come to a set of heavy-set stone doorways that you guys do remember took effort to open before. In fact, they're still open a smidge.
Was this the way, or was that the way?
You look to the south and see that there is an alcove along the wall in a hallway that seems fairly well lit by glowing candles.
Oh, that's rare. Light down here?
I feel like east was the way to go. If we're gonna run into those manticore nests, that might be the right direction.
No, manticores were north, Osa says, and points north.
Shit.
Weirdly perfectly.
The robot knows a thing.
I've been programmed. I assume. Yeah, Alistair and Volt, you guys head into the open hallway down below. And Alistair, it does look familiar. The last time you saw the gelatinous cube, it was in a hall filled with candles that were magically
Alright.
lit.
Alright. Oh, I think it's...
Check out this side.
yeah, why not? I don't remember anything.
More hallways.
Lots of hallways.
Right, you guys continue down yon hallway. Volt, are you still shooting, like, fireballs
Yes.
everywhere? Okay.
Forward. Yeah. Since it's a cantrip.
Yeah.
She'll
Volt,
continue to
I'm gonna
do
have you
so.
stop, actually.
Oh. Where should I stop?
I need you to stop back over. Oop, that's the wrong layer.
Oh no, I don't like when you say
Yeah,
that.
back over here. And, Alistair, I'm gonna need you to move back
Yep.
a few spaces.
Just
I
put me
hate
where you
this.
wish.
Sure.
Here?
I will... Yeah, that's good. Volt, as you're shooting fireballs straight ahead of you, as you said, a tendril, seemingly invisible, reaches out to grasp at you.
I like that.
There is a tiny
God.
5-foot gelatinous cube filling the space directly adjacent to you. Oso shouts, "See? I told you! I told you!" And let's get into combat.
No.
Oh, my perfect plan.
My perfect plan!
I mean,
Okay, it makes... Well, actually, let's roll for initiative. Darn, I actually have to select all of you, because all of these lights have invisible tokens on them. Combat tracker? Let's start the combat. Oh, Alistair. As the gelatinous cube reaches out its tendrils to reach at Volt, you actually are not surprised by this. You can act.
yeah, I saw this coming. Oh, let me do...
Aha, booming blade.
Oh, that's not... work. Alright.
Alrighty. Okay,
Ah, damn it. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen.
that hits.
Yeah, I'm using the rapier. It did the wrong thing.
Oh yeah. Well, I gotta rearrange your things.
Yeah.
Make a note
Not sure
somewhere
how to-
so that I can try and fix that after, if you can't fix it on your own. In the meantime, that is going to hit. Both of them will hit, so deal that damage. Okay.
9.
It.
And then, oh yeah. Oh wait, that's until it moves. I bet.
Okay.
We have it if we move.
So that'd be a total of 11 damage, and you can also apply your sneak attack. Actually, yeah, you can apply your sneak attack. That's fine.
Oh, good.
You know what? It
Like,
was
good sneak attack damage.
okay. You deal
Wow.
11 damage and then 3 damage. Weirdly enough, it doesn't have too many vital organs, so even your perfect shot doesn't really hit much. In the meantime, we're going to continue down the line of these surprised victims. Actually,
Do I
Spark.
get a bonus action?
Oh yeah, you
Or no?
get a bonus action and stuff.
Okay.
And also, I remembered that Spark has vigilance, so they are not surprised either, I think.
I'll just disengage and go here.
He'll have
and
to
be
take
done.
a.
Oh, but you have to take an
Spark will have
action. Got it.
He has to take a dodge, so in
Okay.
case he's attacked.
So he takes a dodge. The gelatinous cube attempts to move into your space, Volt. So, I'm going to need you and Spark to make dexterity saving throws. Okay. That's good. Your Steel Defender, this isn't really a save to take half damage. This is more like just a save to avoid this. Does that have any effect on his abilities?
I think it's just takes halves damage if miss.
Okay.
No damage, yes.
Okay. So, I'm going to deal some damage to you guys. You're gonna both take 12 acid damage as it moves right into your space, engulfing you. The very thing that you had tried not to get, unfortunately.
Oh no.
It ends its turn. Then we're going to continue down the line as we get to the top of the round again at Alistair. People are no longer surprised.
Got moved.
20. Do this again.
Oh, also it moved, so it actually takes that
Oh.
damage. Thank you for reminding me by using Booming Blade again. It's going to take
You're welcome.
that 13 damage from before. Its gelatinous form starts to quiver and quake, kind of like jello. You strike out with your rapier once more, and
I don't think that hits.
it lands true.
Oh, wow. Okay.
For 10 piercing damage plus 3 thunder, that is 13 damage.
Does...
I'm gonna say
Both
that
in-
I'm gonna
hide
say they're
count or
not
no?
threatening it anymore.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Alright, so I'll just do... disengage and cat dash and go 5, 10, and 5, 10 here.
Okay, you lunge in and out quickly, deftly whacking at the gelatinous cube. Newt, it is your turn. You see Alistair jumping in and out, and Volt's screams cut short into what sounds like an underwater kind of scream.
Oh, good.
Roll, 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 roll.
I'm gonna meow into the hallway to see. Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna blast it.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Oso cheers
Okay.
you on from beneath, from above you, I guess.
Let's see. He dropped a oh yeah in the chat, so this one's for him.
Can I get a oh yeah?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
It's a TikTok. Okay. The first attack chops off a huge chunk of the gelatinous cube. The second blow actually goes straight through it and hits Volt. Make a new attack against Volt's AC, because she's wearing a lot of armor.
Okay. I also can't see her on my screen, so that's cool.
Oh, there's
can see
probably
it
a
on the
big
screen.
old cube above it.
It sure is. All right. So what am I rolling for this?
Just
Just
another Eldritch Blast.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no! Volt, you take 6 damage, but the gelatinous cube explodes with a splorch.
Yay.
Its quivering remains left on the ground, jiggling a bit, some of them like kind of crawling away of their own accord. Volt, you hop off of Spark, shaking off all of the acid goo upon your body. But the evil has passed.
Thanks,
Yay.
guys. Oh,
Sorry.
that is not a bath I want to take again.
That music cut out at the perfect time.
I know. I waited for it.
Oh, okay. Well, also, I believe we know what that pole was being used for.
Hmm.
Could have been.
Anyway,
Are we heading in the right direction?
I don't think so.
I have no idea. No, we're not? Okay, well.
There's a dead end up here with a weird archway.
Wait. The archway, the one that had
Oh.
that weird face on it before?
I think
Oh,
there was something on it.
Oh my god, the portal?
The one with the Tomb of Annihilation face that says renovation Hallister or
That
something like that?
that was not here.
Ah.
Alright, that was a different thing.
I open a portal in time.
Warrior wielding a
Foolish
samurai
woman.
blade, wielding.
Yes. Okay. You head forward and you see a mirror upon the wall. I don't remember if you guys broke this mirror, but even if you did, it is still here. It is framed with a relief that depicts a wizard wielding a wand and casting it like at some invisible foe beyond the relief. That's like framed at the top there. The rest of it is just ornately crafted with various magical sparkling designs. Otherwise, despite everything, it's just you guys in the mirror.
Damn, I look good. Anyway, so why don't you lead us to the upstairs since you are so good with remembering terrain? Do you
Yeah, why
remember
didn't you
how
want
to
me to
get
do
back?
that?
I don't know.
I can just take you there.
Oh my god, that would be great. Holy crap, it's like we're cheating.
Okay.
Let's do it.
I don't need to cheat.
Do you guys want to
Yeah,
do
we
anything
did.
with this mirror? We never figured out its
Well-
use, says Haleth.
What was up with this mirror? You think there's more to it? Haleth? Oso Haleth?
Couldn't
Oh,
figure it
yeah.
out.
Badass,
We investigated it after Bolt left. I do vaguely remember this.
Alright, well, let me try to investigate it and see if I'm just not better than them. I'm not.
Yeah, you investigate it, and it looks like it's flush with the wall. It doesn't appear to be a mirror that can be removed. It is carved into the stone face. Mirror set within its lining.
Guys.
I feel like if we broke it, there would be more than 7 years of bad luck.
Guys. I did it once. Did it again.
Oh no!
I know everything about this.
Do you?
I know a little bit more than you.
You know a little more than me, I agree with that.
You did get to see the underneath of the frame, which underneath of it, there is a bug. You grab it and eat it. It's a little crunchy little mealworm. Slimy yet
know what?
satisfying.
Glad I didn't know it. That looks gross. Not gonna lie, Newt. Little gross.
Food's hard to come by around here, so.
You have mushrooms.
Mushrooms, actually.
Yeah, unfortunately, you
And I
don't
have
discover
rations.
anything unusual about the mechanisms of the frame. It also doesn't appear to have any messages like the other one did.
Well, if anybody wants to break this mirror and see what's inside it, you can do that while I'm over here.
Didn't we break this?
Did we? I don't remember.
We did. I'm certain that someone probably came by and fixed it or reset it. Don't forget, Hallister's got plenty of minions that run this place.
I haven't seen any.
These guys are good.
Saw those strange little tinkering kind of fairy-like things, remember?
His mate. Oh, the maintenance supervisors. Yes.
Mm. Who knows?
Ah,
Maybe they
well,
work
that's
for
odd.
Hallister.
Mm. Well,
I
if
see.
there's nothing there to that weird mirror, then I guess I'll just lead us back. Come on, everyone.
I'm sure there is, but I can't figure it out.
Oh, I'll end combat. Oopsie doodle.
Oh, how kind of you.
Okay. Oso takes you guys back to where that stone door was. It up here.
Nice.
If you want, I can take you all individually.
I can take.
I got it.
You got it. As they all trudge ever forward.
Is this one of those doors that needs them strengths?
It does need them strengths. You don't necessarily need a check. You just need at least 2 people to open up one of the doors. They're quite
Alice?
hefty.
Oh, actually, wait, no, hold on a minute. Niat, I need you to help me open this door.
Alright, I got this.
And Volt, you too.
Alright, ready?
Little ones, unite! Okay. You guys go to open the door.
Here.
It creaks open. Eventually.
I know we didn't need a check, but I'm gonna make it so that we actually do need a check.
Well,
Oh no.
It should be
I
in here.
supervised.
Okay.
Hey, there's a guy in
Oh.
here.
Hello,
Wait,
guy.
what?
You see a goblin in the corner of this room. This is a room that you guys have been to before. There's a statue of a nude woman, and at its feet is what looks to be a head of a cobra. It probably fits on top of the statue, from what you surmised last time, because the statue is headless.
What is that weird little man doing over there?
I'm getting a weird vibe from him, but I don't know why.
It's just facing the statue. It isn't talking or
Probably-
anything.
It's probably because his name is weird.
Is he facing
Hello
the
there.
statue or is he facing the head?
He's facing the statue.
Does he respond to Alistair
hello?
calling him?
Nope.
Hello, little goblin.
It does not respond.
Yeah, keep on moving. I wouldn't go
Um,
near him. And I wouldn't look at
I
that thing
am-
either.
Don't look at it. Oh, okay. Yeah, because he's probably going to die. Got it. Oh, so is it this way?
I think there's a shortcut through that hole in the north, but we've been both ways. Last time we went to the left, we ended up in that place with all the goblins we killed, and then got captured, and then got dragged to the bottom floor.
That's why I don't remember this. Because I wasn't here. I
Nope.
don't think.
Right,
No,
you weren't here. There was another
Okay.
guy.
Yes.
That guy
your
was
friend
always making me
Caveman.
crazy.
Oh.
I,
That's why I don't remember this. See, I was role playing so good.
So good.
we
oh.
can head on this way, knowing that there are, or possibly
Yeah,
are,
I
some sort
mean-
of goblins.
I mean, I think we're getting good at killing goblins. No offense, Neot. Not you. We like you.
Yeah, that's kind of strange. Oh,
Oh, no.
hello.
Don't talk. Don't talk about me like that. Oh no. What's he doing?
Well, do we notice him walking towards us?
Yeah, the goblin starts turning. It turns around and it starts kind of like stumbling towards you guys.
Is it like foaming at the mouth?
Make an insight check.
I want to do a nature check on it.
It's slowly moving forward you, like plopping one little foot on after the other. You guys aren't really sure what's going on with this weird goblin. It starts like schlepping towards
Through the
Volt
door, through the
over
door,
here.
through the door. Let's go.
Lep-
Alistair,
schlepping.
you take a glance at it, and you think that thing doesn't look right in the head. It
Is
doesn't.
it
it kind of looks more mindless than a normal goblin.
Through the
Oh,
door.
can I attempt
Is
to
it-
put a crossbow bolt in its head?
You certainly
Or
can try.
that
Is it
something-
actually a goblin or is it?
It looks like a goblin. It's the height of a
Like-
goblin.
But I detected magic. Is it an illusion of a goblin?
It doesn't. You do not detect any magic. BB opens the door. I will finally let that happen.
Thank you.
I needed to get to the
Why?
other layer.
I roll more than a 12.
Come on.
Yeet.
Come on.
Okay, you shoot a crossbow at it. It does hit. Roll for damage.
Oh god, here we go.
It takes the damage, and it turns towards you by like cracking its neck to the side. It then opens its mouth, and worms just start pouring out of its mouth and eyes and all of its orifices. It then lunges towards you, Alistair,
Oh god.
and it makes full attack on you.
No, it's like Hollow Knight.
Oh no.
Which looks like one hits for 12 damage total.
Wow.
Is that like an uncanny dodge or is it like a
You can.
weird- Okay.
You guys were totally aware of it. You take 6 damage if you uncanny dodge it.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, Volt, I'm going to need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
I don't like those.
Okay, you succeeded. A weird worm just kind of crawls out of it and lunges towards you. It starts trying to crawl and burrow into your armor. You quickly
Yeah.
pull it off and rip it, tossing it down to the ground as it squeals and squirms. We're going to have to roll for initiative.
Well, you can certainly try.
No, you just have to do it. But I did it for you, so you actually don't have to do it. BB, you have the initiative. You just tore open the door as Alistair shot a crossbow at it, and then it attacked him. What do you want to do?
Ugh. Told you I'll run. I'm gonna run back and I'm gonna hit it with my axe.
Okay. You heft out an axe. And that's 2 hits.
Yes.
It is making almost no efforts to dodge your attacks as you start taking chunks out of it.
Bonk, bonk.
That's minus 14? Minus 14. There we go. You've hacked off one of its arms, revealing that its entire arm was filled to the brim of its skin with worms, which start crawling out of it
Ew.
as it lands on the ground. Anything else for you, BB?
It's a worm person.
I would like to scowl and just shake my head and go, that's revolting. Please, run through the door. Just get out.
Okay.
We're gonna be combat till it dies.
BB. Sorry, no. Bean B. Bean is invisible.
Well, since I can make Bean come back, we're gonna attack it.
Okay. Bean reappears from invisibility, and is gonna hit. It's gonna need to. Oh, it's actually immune to poison, but it does take the piercing damage. Bean sinks into its head, and then kind of tears off its cowl that it had on, taking with it a chunk of flesh and a worm that it pulls out like a freaking gummy worm from a trolley bag, and tosses it onto the ground. Ugh! Nope, don't like that. Anything else for Bean?
Yeah, I'm just gonna move right back there again.
Okay. Aleth. Yes, I will help. Aleth runs forward and is gonna whack it with his mace. Which, he's an edited character, so I'm gonna have to just roll it manually. Okie dokie Loki. He gets +7. That still hits, weirdly enough. And he's gonna deal 2d4 plus 4 damage. Those are d6s. Okay, he deals 9 damage to the thing. And he's gonna whack again. Okay, yeah, that also hits. 4. Whack. That is another 7 damage. This thing is starting to get beaten to a bloody pulp. However, it's still fighting. Its sides are like caving in. You hear a crunch of its ribcage underneath Haleth's mace. And we're gonna move on to its turn. I'll also remove
Like
that
that
torch.
doesn't have a health bar.
Oh, I must have forgotten to make it visible. Anywho,
Oh.
it is a weird goblin, so it is going to turn towards. Yeah, BB, you tore off its arm.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna make one claw attack against you. For 15, does that hit you?
Nope.
I don't remember your armor class. Alistair, it makes one claw attack against you for a 20.
Hey, that hit.
Yep, and unfortunately you haven't had a turn to get your reaction back.
Yeah, I take all of it.
So you take 13.
Can Defender do the deflect attack?
Oh, to impose disadvantage? Yeah, sure.
Yes, roll again.
As it goes towards Alistair, you grab at it, pulling it away. Your steed. Unfortunately, I think that still hits. And it's the same damage.
Damage. So,
It does.
I
Alright,
appreciate the effort.
BB, make a dexterity saving throw. As a worm crawls out from its mouth and lunges towards you. Its jaw falls off in the process.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
That's like.
You need inspiration?
Would you like to use your inspiration?
It's not gonna do
Roll
any
for
worse.
initiative. It didn't get worse.
True to form, it did not get worse. Unfortunately, it did not get better.
The second roll got better.
Okay.
It didn't get worse.
The worm.
They hold it.
Is on you now. As it's on you, it's crawling all over you and trying to get underneath of your armor. As you're fighting against it, it crawls underneath and just out of your grasp. We'll have to see what happens on your turn. Oh, this is accidentally in the correct order. What is Spark gonna do?
Do the force-powered rend.
Okay, that hits it.
Oh.
For 9 force damage. It lunges into it, crunching a bunch of worms and squelching their goo out onto the floor. Anything else for Spark specifically?
No, that's it for Spark.
Bolt, it is within 5 feet of you. But it's smaller than your mount.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I yell out to everyone saying, aren't we getting out? Please go through the door. And then use the lance to attack.
On my turn.
Okay, that hits. For 17 piercing damage. Goes into it, dealing a hefty blow to it, straight in its stomach as worms start pouring out onto the ground. Spark is like stomping on some of them that break free. It looks like it's on its last leg. Do you want to make another attack? Okay. That is going to hit. The creature falls down into a pile as worms scatter about its corpse and then crawl into the recesses of the room. BB, as we go back to your situation, what do you want to do?
Have a scarab moment.
Okay, it crawls underneath your armor. You just have to use your action to go and grab at it. You manage to find it underneath your armor and pull it out, and then toss it onto the ground. And then just promptly squish it with your boot. That's that.
By far horrifying. Checking the rest of my body, make sure there ain't more.
Yeah, there are a few nearby that you manage to squish upon, and as you check through the body, killing every last one that you can find, it eventually quiets down.
That was unpleasant, and I'm quite done with this dungeon. Can we please leave?
I didn't like
Yeah.
that one bit.
Either did I.
Do we want
Why
to?
did you?
Do we want to go back the
I
same
knew
way
it.
or go up the north way?
What's quicker?
The north
The
way.
north way.
Through that
All
scary
right,
tunnel.
north.
He points at a tunnel to the north.
Oh my god. Well, I suppose. Let's go.
Are there going to be more of them in there?
There might be.
I
There's plenty of
sure
other
do hope
goblins that
not.
we evaded last time. And I say evaded kindly because the rest of these dum-dums fell to the ground.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You weren't. It's fine.
Exactly. I was captured in a different way. That will be revealed. Maybe.
Shortly.
I don't even remember.
Okay, you guys crawl through this tunnel.
Never.
The tunnel is a tight squeeze for anybody that's not small. So you guys do end up going single file, and BB and Alistair, also Haleth, are all on their knees. Even Spark is like doggy crawling through it. Although I know you've done all this trouble going through this, but I'm gonna drag you all back out so I can select you easier.
Worst ever.
But I wanted you to get the feeling of it, you know.
Think.
Newt,
There
get
could
the
have been
hell
a
back here!
gelatinous cube.
Get the
Oh.
hell back here, Newt!
Oh my god, a portal that brings us back to the beginning.
Obey your master! 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 It's from... no. The thing? Metallica?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm finding out what page this is on. Okay. I've accidentally put you guys into a wall, so... be a few more seconds. I don't know if I want to reset the fog entirely. Okay, I reset most of the fog because I accidentally put you guys into a wall, but you should hopefully be able to still see some of the map. Yeah. Okay, you guys arrive out in a narrow hallway, only 10 feet wide, much like a lot of the rest of the dungeon. You turn a few corners, going north, walking past the remains of what looks to be a digging operation. They're the skeletons of a goblin that has been picked clean on the ground as you go past it. To the north, you can see stairs descending down into a room filled with pillars. It's far to the north, though.
I vaguely remember this from when I first ventured down here. So long ago.
So long. Yep, it's right up here. Don't you guys remember? Guys think I'm
starting to get
full
my
of
memory
wood.
back.
Oh, we're not all like you.
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 Not my you.
Oh no.
It's my Caillou.
Ni hao, Kylon.
Alright.
Alright, you guys head into this room filled with pillars. And in fact, the same message is written in blood on the walls, but it has been wiped out, basically promising death and despair if you guys go the way that you just came out of. You don't see the bugbear corpses that were here from a long time ago. Wherever they are, they must have been picked clean by
See.
something.
This I remember.
Yes.
So that means, and Oso points up to the east, that's the way out. We're really close.
Alright.
Why do I remember this
Or
way?
go to.
What way?
That is the east. Never mind.
Yeah, that's. I believe it's here. Where the
Yeah.
elevator is.
Volt, you look down the east tunnel, and there's a bunch of alcoves. There's also the remains of a burnt-out torch halfway down the hallway.
You mean west?
Did I say east? I meant
East.
west.
That east. Real confusing.
You also see a door to the northern east. There's also stairs to the southern east.
I hate this.
Why does it sound fine though?
Why does it sound normal? Yeah, you guys go down this demonic hallway. The walls are covered in reliefs depicting various demons. Those of you who have been down the yawning portal before are very familiar with this hallway. It is the main exit to that chamber. There is also a path to the south that at least BB, Oso, and Newt can remember, because there was a secret passage there that led to a flooded room that had an ooze in it. Memories.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Oh,
This is the one that has all the demons reliefs on it, right?
Yes, there's one of just about every type of standard demon, including a Quasit like Bean. Because Bean is a basic demon.
I thought you were gonna say, because Bean is a basic bitch.
I was kind of channeling that energy, really. Okay, you guys make it to a room with a dusty floor, kind of filled with almost sand towards the center. There's like a bunch of footprints like leading out to where you guys came from. You can see that the walls are covered in shields made out of brass. There's various like items and broken equipment strewn throughout the room.
Y'all ready, right?
Hell yes.
I bang on the nearest shield.
You bang on the nearest shield, tossing a metal object up to the nearest one. They are a bit tall. They're like 15 feet off the ground.
Clang.
It reverberates off of the various shields up throughout this cylindrical tunnel upward. And eventually you hear, "Hey, hey, hey," cheering from up above as the elevator is lowered from the yawning portal.
I knew they'd be excited to see me.
It'll be some time. It's been some time since I've seen the sunlight. I guess
Well, don't catch fire.
for the rest of you as well. And I'm just gonna grab you all together. I actually didn't expect you to get all the way this far this time. I did a lot of research on the rest of the first floor of dungeon, made a lot of notes.
Nope.
But no, you just said I remember where to go, and then you did.
Outside. Outside.
Do you
Let's
want-
go outside?
Do you want to go outside?
Outside.
Do you want to go outside?
Outside.
And then immediately go back inside.
Do you want to go outside?
Are you a cat or are you a dog? Right now I'm a dog. Outside.
Are you a man?
Nope.
What is a man?
What is a man? A miserable pile of secrets.
Mermaid.
But enough talk.
Wine glass.
I am repairing the yawning portal as we speak. It's the reason for why I told you that I was not ready for you.
Yawn.
Good times, am I right? Oh, that's
Sounds like
weird.
fun.
There's an extra volt in here because I must have been working on your character in here. That's funny to me.
My lost twin.
Okay. I think it's good now. Okay, I'm gonna drag you over. And it takes you a few trips to get up there. Let me find some tavern music.
Wow.
Oh.
Memories.
There it is.
Not of Caden. I mean,
Okay.
Alistair's, but
You guys eventually come upon Durnan's smirking face as he drags you up here out of the lift, as it were, and he holds out his hand. Standard fee, you see.
I forgot what the standard fee is.
So did Chris.
you rhyme on purpose, or
I believe it's just a gold piece, I think. Might be 5?
I count out everybody. So it's either 7. Oh wait, I'm counting Bean. Is he counting Spark?
No.
Okay.
Man,
So that's either 6 gold pieces or 30 gold pieces.
this is a weird factoid that I would have expected to be up at the front. Yep. It is 1 gold piece.
I hand him 6.
Okay. You hand him 6 gold pieces, pockets the change. Thank you kindly. And you guys arrive to a ruckus as everybody is cheering at the return of, well, any adventurers. Anytime anybody returns from the Yawning Portal is always a time for celebration, especially since they are most likely carrying treasures and wealth beyond their wildest dreams. Of course.
Yes. Thank you. I'm here all day.
I'm here.
Yay.
Hours.
Durnan kind of like squints his eyes at BB and says, "Hey, wait a minute. You're in my ledger."
Yeah, you ain't getting. There's nothing there to keep it all.
Alright then. I didn't think you'd all make it back. I see new faces.
You don't need to get so judgmental. We lost one. Don't rub it in.
Well, listen. It happens here far more often than you'd think. I kind of gotten disillusioned a bit. I'm sorry for the loss of your friend.
Much appreciated. Tip my hat. Now, can we all get a drink? Since we just got up and this is the first time seeing sunlight and I don't remember how long.
Of course. Head
Yes,
right
I'll
up
have a
onto the
blackberry
bar.
brandy.
Durnan heads up to the bar and says, "And if you'd like, we can get you one of them special drinks that we got in honor of the holiday coming up."
Holiday? What holiday?
Holiday?
Oh yeah, it's Woking Tide. It's that whole week-long celebration thing type going on. But we got fancy golden mead for you.
I yelled at Haleth. Hey, Haleth! Your god's got a holiday. Got some drink. Come get some.
Kind of walks towards you guys. Is it that time of the year once more? It certainly is.
I guess so. You know this better than I do.
It's just lose track of time down there. Strangely, I'm not even that amused. Perhaps I just need rest. I'd pay for a room, but sadly I lost everything down there.
Yeah, we got you covered. Don't worry about it.
He even lost his friendships. So sad.
Wait a minute. You're a cleric, yeah?
Yes.
You got any way of making sure dead things don't, kind of spoil?
I should be able to do that.
I don't know if gentle repose would help now, but BB's gonna try. Please bless my bag of death.
You open your bag, and a pungent smell echoes throughout the chamber as people start screaming and retching around you. Oh, what is that?
Oh,
Listen,
God.
if you bring up monster parts, Durnan says, holding his nose, I don't want you bringing up in here in the bar.
I was trying to make it not smell.
Make it quick. Haleth just kind of squints and says, let me try. And he holds up his holy symbol, which he draws out of his breastplate, and he begins to concentrate and speak a prayer. Joaquin, bless this wretched head so that it might stay healthy for the time and rest gently in the afterlife. Please, I beg this of you. It's not working. I'm sorry, I've tried all I can. You make a perception check, BB. You notice that his hand is smoking.
Which hand?
His right hand holding his holy symbol.
Is, that normal?
What? He drops the holy symbol on the ground, which is an etched coin with Waukin's face upon it. I pay for my room. And he walks off.
I pick up his holy relic.
He goes off and storms up the stairs.
I tentatively try to pick up the relic. Does it hurt me?
It does not.
I put it next to Alistair's face. Does it hurt him?
Ah,
It's kind of cold, but no. Doesn't hurt him.
Can I have that shiny object?
Not quite yet. That seemed kind of strange. Hey, where's Bean? Can Bean come over here and
Yeah.
touch it? Maybe that's a thing.
Beans on the table.
Bean, can you come grab this? And like look over at him.
Is Bean still a bat? Or is Bean a toad now?
Oh, Bean was a bit, but we'll make him hop. Oh, I didn't mean to randomize it.
Rolling token.
It is technically a token. It's a multi-faced
It's
token.
Alright, he's hopping down.
It's hopping down the bunny trail. Durnan just rolls his eyes and says, "Adventurers," as the frog leaps across the table, knocking over drinks as it goes.
Mondays, am I
Hey,
right?
what's up?
I touch him with it.
Not gonna be here for this. You touch Bean with the holy symbol, and he goes, Hey, watch the merchandise.
No sizzling, no burning.
Nope.
All right, get on, go away. You're good for nothing.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
Present or resemble?
I said what I meant.
All right. Huh. The hell? Why did I burn his hands?
Oh, are you back? I didn't
Yeah,
realize you were back.
Who's around us?
You see a head peer out from just around the nearest dude, and it is a copper dragonborn. And her name is Valletta. You saw her at the Church of Gond.
Valletta cheese. Yes,
It's Velveeta. It's,
that's how I remember it.
Ah!
I get that confused a lot. It's fine. Sir, do you mind? What? These are my friends. It's the holidays, and
Look, two dragonborns. Get out of the way. You're in between us. Thank you.
yes. Where is your friend? I definitely recognize you. She kind of strokes Oso's like wooden breastplate, and he kind of just goes, "I can't feel anything. Not even happiness. Sometimes.
Oh my god.
We'll
Grandpa.
fix that. Anyway, did you manage to find those copper mines?
We found some copper plating inside of an old mage's lair, but I think that's about it. We didn't find the mines.
Oh. Well, did you bring any back?
Unfortunately, we weren't able to, but we can definitely bring them back next time. We had
Well,
larger concerns as I look at Halith is running off.
Vote,
sure.
do you have extra you use to repair the spark?
If you want, Spark can be a nice coppery sheen now.
Sure.
Oh, I wasn't sure if she just happened to have like extra.
Yeah, we didn't
material
find
on
any
the item.
copper. Spark walks out, is entirely clad in copper.
Rough.
So now I can't
Yeah,
remember.
I don't
if
think I
Valletta
took
was...
any. Like we were thinking about it, but we had some monsters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we were like distracted at the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
I had every intention of.
my
doing
correction. Valletta is bronze, dragonborn. I always get those two confused because they're so similar and have such similar abilities.
Just remember
it. She's
copper.
part of the puzzle.
Should hop down.
Alright. And Valletta says, well, I'm sure that you'll find it next time. I trust you. You made it back here at least once before. I wasn't even expecting anybody to come back, since you, well, only took one step in before falling. At least one of your number.
Mm-hmm.
Where is... Oh, he's the one that didn't make it back, isn't he?
Yep.
Yep, says Durnan. Sorry
I'm
about
here.
that. Here's your golden meads. And,
I think they upgraded.
Durnan hands each of you guys a mug of gold mead, which is just a relatively honey-flavored mead that seems to shimmer in spite of itself.
Is it kind of like that weird wino thing? It's like the purple drink.
That
Shimmers?
that luster dust kind of
Yes.
thing. It looks a little bit like that, but not so pronounced.
Okay.
It's also mead, so... He hands it to you and just asks for a gold piece. For the lot of you. Not from the lot of you.
I'm paying for the dude's room. I ain't paying for these. I look at
All
everyone
right, all
else.
right, all right. Oh my God, here's a gold. Wait,
Thank you.
is it one? Is it 1 gold for all of us, or 1 gold per person?
This'll cover it.
All of us.
Okay.
Anywho, you enjoy yourselves. Anybody that made their ways out of the yawning portal deserves it. Just know,
Weird, I
it
thought I
does
had more
have
gold.
ways of calling you back. That's why I'm here.
I'll order one for like some food and drink to bring it to Haleth.
Sure. You order some food from Darnan. He goes and asks his cook in the back to make some food. And it only costs you like 2 silver. They have plenty of food in the back in their perpetual stew and the meat that they're braising for the holidays. In yon meantime, there's some familiar people here. In the meantime, I will also have you guys make history checks as far as this holiday that they're mentioning. I've never been here before.
Yes, you have.
Well, not in Waterdeep. I don't know what the holiday is. BB, you're not really sure either, being foreigners. Volt, you've heard passing of this this holiday, and Alistair, you're actually very familiar with it, because it probably pertains a bit to, well, people that are normally well-to-do. But it is a holiday season. It's actually many different holidays that are lumped into one solid week of just merriment. If what he says is true, the day 1 is coming up, as he tells you, in a few days, which is the Caravans, celebrating the first merchant wagons of springtime arriving after the thaw. There's going to be a parade, a carnival. There's also a tradition where parents hide toys for kids to find, supposedly brought by the old Carvis peddler himself, the first caravan that ever visited Waterdeep. There's 3 other days beyond that as well. Golden Night is on day 5, where the businesses stay open late and have sales, like a Black Friday type of thing. There's the Guilds meet on day 7, where there's a gala and dance that takes over like the entire city. And day 10 is mostly pertaining to the higher-ups, but it's called Lay Ruin, which is when guild members go to pay their dues and meet with the Lords of Waterdeep to renew their memberships to the guilds. It's a big holiday for Waukeen, the god of commerce.
It's weird. The elves start sitting on shelves for some reason. I don't know
Ugh.
why.
Stare at you from all them weird old spots. Just watching
Yeah,
you
with
beady
their
eyes.
creepy smiles.
Uh,
Oh my God, we have to stay here for the week, and then we can leave back into the Undermountain. That
Sure.
sounds awesome.
Sure, we can handle
Oh
that.
my
He
God.
Durnan.
yeah,
His Resnil come by this
We can
today.
Resnell.
Rosnell,
Roswell?
Miss
Rosnil, Resnil.
Roswell.
Rosnar?
No, it's for
Rosnar.
the Rosnar family, but the name's Resnil.
I know
Esvel.
an Esvel.
Esvel, yes. Esvel Rosnar.
In the notes, it's Resnil.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it was one of the knights that had
I
come
don't-
in asking to look for the Crescendo.
Are you
Like,
sure?
it's. I will copy fucking paste this.
Are you sure it's not the person standing next to you that was the token I didn't touch? Well, you spelled Crescendo wrong, so I'm not. Either way, Esvel
Dumb.
is in fact here.
Hello, my lady.
She
Pleasure to meet you.
she
Grab her hand
kind of
and I kiss her.
she comes up to visit you guys subtly after it seems like Valletta's done talking and Volo's gone into one of his ruckus stories in the north end of the I almost said chamber, thinking we're still in the dungeon, in the north end of the tavern, so people's attention is kind of drawn away. She goes and hurries towards you guys. Hello, I Trust you remember me.
Yeah, I do. Alistair, move out of the way. I can't read her name. Trying to spell it right.
My name is Esvel.
My name is Esvel. I wasn't even here for this, and I remember it.
Don't
think.
say that too loudly. Right?
But should we go someplace more discreet, like my bedroom? That was creepy.
That seems
I mean,
hardly
anywhere.
necessary, but there is at least a room next door that we can go if that would please you.
I think privacy might be
Yes, that.
important in this kind of situation.
I love privacy. I do it all the time.
All
Yep,
right.
no, he doesn't.
Going in.
Oh god.
No.
Alistair,
Oh,
BB, and Oso will go into the private room. Unless
Keep an
anybody
eye
else wants
out.
to come.
Mind your P's and Q's. Don't forget there's other things that we can turn in over here. Don't forget Thrazir likes them gems, and somebody else was looking for magical things, so if you want to go in.
I have to.
I'll go back and forth between you guys.
Yeah.
But you guys go next door into another room, which actually leads you outside and then back inside. But you go into like this sort of gentle study area. Looks like there's nobody here right now. Everybody seems to be in the other room. I also implore Oso to turn out his torch, as you don't need it here. But
I need to see.
that's right. I have dark vision. I can see. It's light in here. Okay. Also sits on one of the benches or couches in this room. There's nobody else in here. Esvel sits down as well. Says, I've been coming back here every day, nervous every time, but all the people I've sent down there haven't come back. You are the first that have.
Well,
Hold on, Kitty. Before you go ahead and talk or do anything, I stick my hand out.
yeah,
and go
I'll let you lead. Good luck.
reach out to shake a hand.
We're all counting on you.
Of course. She kind of gingerly shakes your hand.
I would probably have a pretty
Hope you have a
tight,
strong stomach.
dude grip, but also, she seems insight like she is who she says she is, not anybody else.
Sure, you can attempt an insight check.
All right. Where were you with the worm?
What?
She actually doesn't quite seem like herself lately. She's acting kind of nervous. She's kind of like
Maybe.
jittering in her chair almost, and says, "Did you bring what I asked for?"
Well, may I request you to define what you would ask for?
The thing that I asked for.
I need a name. I need something.
The treasure that I sent you down for. Weren't you being sent after a treasure that I asked you to retrieve?
Yeah, does that sound more suspicious the way that she says that?
It does. You didn't ask her to go get a treasure.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna put manacles on her real quick.
What is the meaning of this?
One to her,
Does
one
she
to
allow
me.
it?
Do you have any idea who I am?
Actually, I think I do and I don't at the same time. Alistair, you got any way of getting rid of this magic that's on this person or whatever's going on right now? It seems kind of fishy.
Unhand me. Do you have any idea who I am? I'm one of the Rosnars.
If you continue talking, I will swallow the key. It takes a while to get rid of it, just saying.
Um,
Don't, just get...
Make an
Help.
intimidation check.
Aw. Get that out of your mouth!
Listen, if you eat that key, I swear the City Watch will be down on this place in an instant to help preserve the name of one of the noble families.
Uh-huh. Alistair.
I don't have any kind of dispelling of thy magics,
I'm gonna face
if
palm.
that's what you are wondering.
I might have something.
Oh, so you got something now? That'd be perfect.
Sure. A bolt of moonlight just blasts down from the ceiling onto Esvel. What the hell? It's singeing my... And the moonlight starts singeing Esvel's skin. Weirdly enough, though, her skin is peeling backward and changing. As it does so, her skin quivers as her hair kind of like shrinks back into her head and her eyes bulge out. And she transforms into a strange alien being, a doppelganger. These beings are known to exist in this universe, though didn't expect to see one so close to you. It reveals shapeshifters.
That's a mighty fine trick you got
Damn it, I
there.
tried to woo her.
I mean, you can continue to woo her, them. I'm just saying that.
Oh,
I'm surprised it worked as anybody. Please turn the moonlight off. I'll stay in this form.
Can you explain
Oso looks at
yourself?
BB as the doppelganger starts to take more damage.
Yeah. Turn it off. Turn it off.
Okay.
You don't need to stay in this form. Honestly, I think the cat prefers the other one.
Well, it's kind of ruined now.
Listen, I didn't mean any harm by it. I was just trying to make a quick buck. Durna doesn't pay me very well.
Who? Durnan?
Yes.
What's your name?
You don't need to bother with him. Look, it's fine. And, it transforms once again. Derp. Wrong. There. It transforms once again, this time into a different form. Which you guys have seen before. It was the timid cook that had just gone back to make your meals. It's also somebody that you had seen before in the yawning portal. Listen, I just work here, okay? No, they don't even know that I'm a doppelganger. I'm just trying to make ends meet. Do you know how hard it is to be a monster here in Waterdeep? Everyone looks at you.
I look around to everybody else in the room. Now, that's not a nice thing to say about yourself, nor amongst us. Just saying.
Well, we don't exactly have a good reputation as shape changers, but you can call me Bonnie anyway. It's the name I've taken for now.
Oh, Bonnie. Well, were you the one that, how would I say, employed BB on this mission? Grab this Rosnar, or was that the actual real Esvel?
No, that was the real one. Sorry for trying to trick you. I'm sure she'll be back at some point. Comes back once a week to check. Just,
Wonderful.
just leave your name with Durnan. Or better yet, forget that whole thing and I'll make sure that she gets a message.
Do you know where we could find her? On days that she's not in the yawning portal.
I suppose she'd be at her house, in her mansion.
Ooh, a mansion. We should find her at the mansion.
Yeah,
I want to go to the mansion.
she's one of the Rosnars. She's one of the richest people in the city.
Alright, Alistair, you can have your fresh towels. I'm gonna take the manacles off and I'm gonna put 5 gold pieces in, like, Bonnie's hand while I do that.
Are you sure?
Look, just mind your P's and Q's. Don't piss us off. Try not to mess with anybody else worse than us.
Alright, I'll just try and make sure that I'm careful.
Also,
Yes?
if we come back looking for you, maybe you can help us out with a favor. How about that?
Sure. I tried to trick you. That's the least I can do.
Yeah, get on out.
She sighs a relief and like walks out the door, looking back at you and just kind of like smiles, just sort of dismissively. Not dismissively, but like, a half-hearted smile as she exits the door. Goes back into the yawning portal proper. Timid's a good word. Okay, you guys are left here.
Well,
Well,
yep.
Yep.
Feels like
shall
King
we
of the
rest
Hill.
for the night?
Did we
It's not
rest?
personal, I don't know you.
We can rest for the night. I think that we just need to figure out what the hell's going on. Maybe go and check back in with everyone else.
Okay, let's go back to everybody else. Newt and Volt, you guys are here. The cook eventually does come back. It takes them a while, weirdly, to get you your food. It's actually one of the servants that ends up giving it to you. So you have food that you said you wanted to give to Haleth? You might be muted. Okay.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I want to bring it to Haleth to see if he needs to see who was stuck down there for a long while.
Okay. You bring food up to Haleth, who's in one of the upper rooms. You find out which room he's in, and you kind of open the door because there's no key to this door at all. You bring up the key with you that Durnan had given you for the room. Just kind of knock on the door pensively, and Haleth? You open the door, and Haleth is inside, and he's just staring blankly at the wall. Oh,
Hey, Haleth.
Bolt. Sorry. Sorry for storming
No,
off.
don't be sorry. You alright?
I grabs his head. Just can't get the image of them out of my head. Rex, Copper, Midna. It's like they're burned into my scalp.
I mean, yeah, it was pretty rough what you went through, what we've been through.
Yes, I know. But it seems bad even for me. I mean, I just tried to use magic, and I couldn't. I couldn't even grasp Arkeen's symbol anymore.
What do you think that is?
I don't know. Even my memories are starting to fade. He looks at his hand, and you can see that there is the face of the holy symbol, the coin of Waukeen, is like burned into his hand. Is she testing me? That's all he says.
Sorry, what does he say?
He just kind of says to himself, like half to himself, is she testing me?
Oh. Well, hey, do you want something to eat? Maybe something to drink? I brought you these.
Just leave it there. I'll eat it later.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll just take some time and sleep. Perhaps I just
Yeah.
need to sleep in a real bed for once.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be around, so just let me know if you need anything.
Right. You leave him the key and close the door behind you.
Yeah, and I head back.
All right, you head back down the stairs. Spark happily, as happy as a construct can be, clopping down the stairs. Newt, what would you like to do in the tavern? You can see that Volo is extolling people in a strange, rapturing tale. You can see that as well. There are some other familiar faces in here besides Valletta. You had seen that Gillian, the potions master, is here, once again enjoying a drink. You can see that Thrazir is here, as well as Obaya, the two people that wanted gems and spellbooks, respectively, were willing to pay handsome prices for them. You can also see that Three Strings is here, just kind of playing music around the bar in conjunction with Volo's tale as he dances about the chairs here. You remember that he actually did give you a quest to deliver stuff to the Harpers, which you guys did eventually succeed at. Or you can just eat at the bar, drink, be merry, do shenanigans, whatever you want to do. Mute.
Yeah, we can't hear you if you're talking, by the way. I guess stepped away?
Might have stepped away? We'll see.
No messages in Discord.
In the meantime, the rest of you guys, are you guys going back to Yawn Party?
Yawn party it is.
In the Yawn portal?
See.
Alright, you return to this chamber, and the same sights that I just described to Newt befall you. Otherwise, it's a little pre-holiday party here.
All right, well, let's get turned.
Let's turn shit up.
Wait, getting turned, or I thought you wanted to head over to that mansion.
Well,
don't
you
we-
guys
we
had-
have a couple of days.
You
I
guys
assume?
had been outside as well, and it is nighttime.
It might not be best showing up in the middle of the night.
Yeah, we don't want to just intrude in her potential sleep time. Well, I do want to at some point get a hold of Thrazier and what was the one that buys spell books, but
Obaya.
I
She's
think-
actually sitting with
Right.
Thrazier once more. It looks like they're
Right.
playing a sort of game.
we'll do it now then. I wasn't sure if we should wait until we're not partying, but
Oh, that's fine.
we'll go over there.
Okay.
Hello there!
Oh,
Razzie and
do I
Obaya.
recognize you? You'd misunderstand. I met this one going down there a while back.
Yes,
Alistair, was it? The little kitty friend. I
Yes.
can remember you very easily.
Alistair Lafayette Cromwell IV. And I have some wares that you may be interested in.
And where might that be? Oh, do you see what I did there?
Whoa, I see what you did there. Oh my god, I'm talking like him. It's contagious. Alright. I shall. Alright, first. Here is a copper crown with male kite points. Estimated at 75 GP. Is this something
Interesting.
you would be interested in?
Well, I do specifically trade in gems, and this has some. As well, it can serve as a serviceable jewel. If anything, I can at least sell off the raw copper. Or is this copper, you said? Copper?
Yes. Oh, I also have this gemstone.
Oh, a gemstone. What type is it? Takes out a jeweler's loop. I am sorry, Obaya. We will have to continue this game in a moment. He puts on pause the game of dragon chess that's in front of him. Obaya just kind of like crosses her arms in front of her. I don't suppose you have any spell books in there as well.
Ah, actually, now that you mention it, I have this one spell book, and I pull out the one from room 26E.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Damn. 26E. Oh shit. What level was that?
I don't know the level.
One,
It was
two, or
the
three?
2.
Two.
Arcane Chambers, I believe.
Okay. 26E?
Yeah, it was the
I see it.
yeah. All right.
Ho ho. That was a useful tool that I had put in there, yes. Okay. I need to remember what she is willing to pay for it. Okay, based on the highest level spell contained in it, which that one contains Comprehend Languages, Crown of Madness, Dark Vision, Gaseous Form, Ray of Sickness, Remove Curse, Tensor's Disc, and Unseen Servant. I think the highest is Gaseous Form, which I think is a second level spell. Let me just look it up. Gaseous Form. Oh, it's third level. Okay. That's even better. 2 is good, but it could be better. Okay. Actually, it's the same for either. She's willing to pay you a handsome fee of 25 platinum pieces. She does not negotiate.
Deal. Take it.
Thank you. My patron will be very pleased with this. If you can find more, that would be even better.
I'll try.
He's rather thirsty for spells over there in Chult.
Oh, he's thirsty, all right.
What is that?
I'm thirsty as well.
Yes.
Oh wait, here's my beer.
Please, I'm here on behalf of one of the merchant princes. Do not insult him.
No.
Okay. And Thrazier just kind of like arches his eyebrows at this exchange. Anyway, what is this gemstone?
It's a gemstone. It's valued at 25 GP. That helps at all.
Let me see. It looks like we have a citrine gem here. It's pretty good quality. Not great quality, but pretty good quality. Let me tell you this. For the crown, I will give you... and the jewel as well as 75 gold pieces.
80.
80? Yes. You can do that.
Deal.
Make an insight check as well.
Okay. Come on. Oh my god.
Seems fair. It seems
Wow.
like it's...
Yeah, I got the best deal in the world.
It seems like the crown was worth more to you, but I guess it's not in the condition that he wanted, so he's doing the best he can for you. He takes both the gem and the crown for 75 gold pieces.
Okay.
So you get a total of 75 GPs, plus the 25 platinum from Obaya.
Yep, I marked that down. And now, I don't believe... I'm not sure if you've had any interest in buying this, but I did also find a bone bracelet with a fire motif on it, estimated at 250 GP.
Bone bracelets? It's not quite
yeah,
me.
I don't... it's not shiny enough, right?
Yes, I mostly deal in the shiny variety. But, you know,
Know anyone?
the Wowkeen tide is coming, so you can probably find somebody in town. I'm sure of it.
Will do.
Well, let us continue our game, if that is all that you
Yeah.
have to show me.
Move your knight from D4 to E5.
Make an intelligence check.
please.
Are you proficient
I
with
have no
Dragon
idea.
Chest?
No,
Okay. you
I'm
can
just-
try one.
being an idiot.
Yeah, Dragon Chess is an insanely complicated version of chess with 3 different boards. But really,
It's like Star
you've
Wars.
seen a lot of your friends play it. You assume the knight moves in the same way. It certainly is a legal move, but Thrazir just kind of like furrows his brow and goes, I think I can play myself.
Okay. And I leave.
Okay.
Good business with you.
Yeah, you go away. Oso is sitting next to a knight, just sitting at his table. And he goes, Look, I made a new friend. Is this your tree? Please
Is
tell it to
he
leave.
bothering you? Oh god. So
But I'm just trying to show him my branch. He just doesn't want to see it. It's like cool and it's got leaves on it. Like I don't sprout very often, so when I do, it's really cool. And okay,
You
yeah,
can't just whip out your branch at the first male that looks at you.
that's fine. That's fine. Oso heads to the bar and pours mead over himself.
Especially when you're about to sprout. Anyway.
I'm gonna sprout.
Oh.
Is that better?
Does anybody else want to do anything here?
I think that was mainly it for me.
Yeah, I'm mostly concerned about getting this head to the right place, but I gotta make sure I pay for everything.
Yeah, but I'd like to do that
Okay.
on a fresh day.
Also, thank you for the follow, Sajil that just followed. I don't get those
Hell
often,
yeah.
so I figured I'd call it out. Anywho,
Hey.
right, you guys are in Hunting Portal, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's all that you have for quests nowadays. You do see Davil is here, but you guys didn't take up his quest to take Xanathar Goblin Ears, because you didn't want to commit murder in the name of the Zentarum.
Mm-hmm.
That seemed like something that was just too far on your moral compass to do.
Yeah, that was too far on Cademan's compass. Alistair probably would, but he wouldn't want to actually have to cut the ear off because it would be icky.
We have Valetta's Copper Mine quest. We got Keelhole. Someone stole my chest. Zentarum, proof of
That's
death.
in
Sprout leader.
Skullport.
also the stolen dagger from Azeroth, but I think we have to get to Skullport to figure that one out.
Yeah, that one was deeper, it seemed.
That was like an
Big-
investigation detective novel.
You did do the Harper quest. That one concluded in Skullport, though. You weren't able to find the throne of the elves that was made down there. But you found magic items, spellbooks. Does anybody else have any magic items or spellbooks that they want to sell to Obaya? If not, that's fine too.
I don't.
No, I have Calabash's spellbook, but that one's my precious baby.
Okay. Oh,
Have anything?
That one's gonna be my treasure.
or my treasure, Alistair. Okay.
Oh.
So, that ends a day at the Yawning Portal. I really weirdly prepared somewhat for this, but I didn't make any maps or anything for it.
How dare?
So, are you guys staying here at the Yawning Portal as the night's festivities start to come to a close?
I mean, I will.
Probably.
Kind of like you get out of like work, you kind of come home, you kick your shoes off, and you just sort of plop down wherever you feel like it. This is sort of where we plopped.
Okay.
Rest.
You guys do a long rest.
Oh yes. That full hit dice again. So happy.
Oh, it feels like level 7.
Does sound like people leveled it up. Actually, I can get you guys a bit more XP. That's something I can do here.
Ben says he has gems that he can sell, but says he can do that when he gets back.
Oh, yeah, that's true too. I was like, it seems like there should have been more stuff, but that is true that Ben's not in Roll20 tonight.
Mm-hmm.
What was I looking up? I was looking up the monsters you fought. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Let's see, you fought CR5 thing. I know, pretty scary, huh?
There's a hiccup.
I know, pretty scary, huh?
Worst.
I know, pretty scary. Oh, so that's 1800 divided. Then, what else did you guys fight? Gelatinous
Cube.
Cube. It was teenier than
Gobbo.
normal. And what?
The wormy gobbo.
A
Yes,
weird goblin.
I did count that.
Oh.
I think that was it. It wasn't too much.
Yeah, you guys didn't fight too much today.
Nope. Run away. GTFO.
The gelatinous cube is actually not worth them.
We prevented Haleth from killing Copper. I don't know if that counts for anything.
It does. I'm gonna count that as RPXP. So I'm gonna say that was a difficult situation for you guys to diffuse, and you guys did come to a conclusion on it. So I'm gonna say that you're you were level 6. I'm gonna say that's a medium challenge. So I'm gonna call that 600 XP. So I'm gonna divide some XP amongst you guys, just in case it causes you guys to level up during this long rest. Divided by good old 5. 540 XP each. It's the first time I've done this during the session. I will put that in the Discord chat as well.
540.
Yep, 540. Neato. Okay, so you guys retire for the night. You start training, learning new spells if you need to do that. Oso is kind of communing with the nature spirits to try and figure out how to better channel this strange energy that's locked within his little wooden gears and mechanisms. Volt is preparing her artifice for new days. Newt is testing the limits of her abilities, presumably in the safety of a room with something soft to attack. And BB, target practice. Easy enough. It's rather loud, so you kind of save it for the outskirts of town in the mornings. But you guys eventually, most of you I think, level up, because I think you guys mostly have the same XP.
I'm like 900 off. Because I died.
Oh, right, you did die.
and
Aw.
came back.
Twice! Thanks to Valletta.
Yeah.
As you guys awaken in the morning for the start of Waukeen Tide festivities, Trazir is actually still here, down in the Yawning Portal. It looks like he stayed here for the night. He approaches you guys as you guys are sitting down to eat and whatnot, and he says, "You know, I could not help but notice that most of you, at least, made it back."
Yes.
You're as perceptive as everybody
There
else.
was only
Yes, well, I could not help but notice that you four specifically made it back. You see, we heard tale from you. Also, I'm gonna get less rowdy music since it's morning now.
It's tiring. I need my coffee or a hot cup
dawn
of
of
water.
the third day.
Yeah, dawn of the third day, so I can make my coffee.
Well, oh, that's a little somber. Hold on.
Oh no. We shall
We'll try that one. Anywho,
remember the lost.
um, so you four made it back. I don't know you very well, Volt.
This is Volt.
Yes,
Volt Thrasier. Thrasier Volt.
Hey,
yes.
nice to meet you.
I have heard your name. You were part of the Fine Fellows. That Heleth was with you as well. I keep good tabs on people that go down into the portal, because I like to keep good tabs. But here's the thing. I heard tell over at Lift's Spirits, if you've heard of the place. There was a priest there, a priest of Dumathoin. She said that you folks had disrupted the Xanathar Guild down there. Is this accurate?
Fact
I
check.
believe so.
Damn it.
Oh, well, I don't really know.
You can make an
Maybe
insight check if you wish.
I kind of walked in on that one.
I mean, he's definitely asking for a specific reason. You're not quite sure what that is, but he seems happy that this news has happened.
Got it.
If this is true, I was wondering if you would, perchance, be willing to testify in front of the Lords of Waterdeep. I think they would very much like to hear this testimony. It's not. You're not in trouble or anything. They just might need to know about the goings on in the Undermountain. I tend to have a pulse on a finger on the pulse. That is the tone of phrase.
I look at
So,
everybody else.
Jury duty?
That's what it sounds like.
It's not jury duty. It's just simply your testimony that the Xanathar Guild is in disarray, and, well, there are implications that that could have effects on the power dynamics down there, as well as up here.
More like witnesses than a jury.
Mm.
Yeah.
More like, yes. And, of course, this is something that I don't ask lightly. I know that it's difficult for people to want to go be a witness to something, especially adventurers who could be off doing many better things. So, I'm willing to offer you, I will say, 10 gold pieces for each of you.
20.
I cannot go that high, but what I can offer is, I can also offer 2 tickets each.
For
To the Nutcracker?
Tickets to the SSN. No, tickets to the Guild's meet later this week, during the Waukeen Tide. It's a great festival and dance, and, well, entry isn't free, but it is exclusive for the places that I can get into.
There's 4 of us, and you're only gonna give us 2 tickets.
2 tickets each.
Ah. Sorry about that.
Alistair's eyes light up.
In case you need to bring someone.
Exclusive?
Yes, very exclusive. Most of
Deal.
the common folk, many of the people you might find here in the taverns, per se, they usually go down to the Fields of Triumph and do their dancing and stuff down there. But I can get you into a penthouse with
I feel
a
like
nice...
if those tickets were out in the open, like he was waving them around, Alistair already grabbed them. Like if they were out.
Yeah.
Testify!
I'll be a witness if I can dance with a pretty lady.
I didn't like them anyway. Let's go.
Trazir sees the ticket snatched out of his hand and just kind of like does a kind of lips down and forward like a well, someone wants it. Does anybody else want to bite?
Ugh, fine. Oh, you too, little miss?
Even you, if you get a ticket, you will be welcome there. You might just need to get something a bit nicer to wear. Most of you actually might need something nicer to wear.
Oh my god, we can go shopping? Where can we go shopping?
We're in a city.
You're in a city. I know it's been a while since you've been in a
It's been
city,
so long.
but there is plenty to see here in the City of Splendors, especially during Walking Tide when everything is on sale.
Wait, what's wrong with my clothes?
Well, they're not
Yes.
exactly gala material, if you know what I mean.
No, I've never been to a
I
gala.
can see goblin blood on your boots.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, the last gala that I went to, there were a couple of bulls that you would ride, and you just go around and you shoot targets. And
No. That is not a gala. Here.
The rodeo.
And Thrasir
Yeah.
Thrasir takes out a golden rod tipped with an emerald gem, and he just kind of waves it over you as there is a sparkle, and you are suddenly covered in like rhinestone gems, in a beautiful like suit and like with like long tails. You can see that your hat has been changed out for a more fanciful getup, like a tricorn type deal with a giant feather coming out of a brooch.
I've been Beauty and the Beast.
You've been very Beauty and the Beast.
I've been beasted.
You've been beasted. Yeah, it's very illustrious looking, and you kind of just like whirl around, and I don't
Nope.
think you'd be very comfortable in this, but
No.
that's just my impression of BB.
Oh my god, it's gorgeous.
Breathing this thing.
Well, you should be able to breathe in it. It's just an illusion. He like waves
Oh,
his
okay.
hand like through the one of the feathers.
Got real scared real quick. Thought I saw a neckerchief kind of just like wrapped around my throat.
Do you think I can just make money out of nowhere? He says as he like spawns some money out of nowhere.
Actually, yes, I kind of do.
Well, that's for me to know and for you to handle.
We could never find out. Yep.
The coins that spill out of his rod have disappeared onto the ground with a clatter.
All right.
Either way,
Yeah.
if you wish, testify today, maybe around noon, Castle Waterdeep.
Noon, Castle Waterdeep.
Oh,
We
sorry,
will be
they.
there.
Sorry, that's a old place. You need to go to the palace.
Oh, the palace.
Yes.
Uh,
All right.
all right. Well, while you're here, do you happen to know where the Rosnar residence is?
Of course. Everybody in town knows where that is.
Oh, of course. And that would be on the south side of
It's in the
town?
North District.
All right.
The North Ward.
Very well. Well, noon. We shall testify against Xanathar, right? We just tell them that they suck, pretty much.
Pretty much.
That's what I'm getting at? Okay.
Okay. I'm trying to find a map of Waterdeep, but they're all very small. And very distorted in some cases. Okay, well, why don't you tell me what your guys' plans here are in Waterdeep as I try and find this. If you have any. Also, I guess the meantime, Volt, you go upstairs and you see that Haleth is locked himself in his room. He doesn't seem to want company.
Okay, I'll still let him know that I'll be out during the day, but I'll be back. Just
Sure,
like through the door.
that's fine.
Okay.
Impressed.
Yeah, rest. I'll slip a couple of gold pieces too, in case he needs to get food.
Okay, you slip him a few gold pieces. All these
Your
maps
Domino's money.
suck. I should. It's just... Well, it's a small map, but it's home.
As long as we can see.
It
Water
ain't
deep.
much,
Big.
but it's honest work.
Tain't much, but it's honest work on, well,
That dusty old trail.
dusty trail.
But
Just,
they used to call me in high school.
ew.
Leaving behind a dusty trail as you walk.
Okay. Well, this...
I imagine dandruff, like with a dusty trail. It's a bunch of dandruff.
dandruff.
I thought you said dandruff.
Dandruff.
I did it first. I corrected myself.
By saying
Don't-
dandrift again.
No, I said drift.
And I used drift.
Only the first time. All right, you don't need to call me out.
Like fasten.
Well, I pictured it like a character name, like Dan Drift.
I did too.
From the Fast and Furious Tokyo Speed Drift saga.
No, there's a T at the end, Sheena.
There's a T at the end.
It's just my tea.
Daniel
Just my
Driftwood.
T.
Oh, Driftworth.
Okay. I can at least, I think, get you guys over.
Boy.
See, it's a bit bloody. Try and get your characters as well.
Quick toys.
So, maybe there's Newt. There's also there's Alistair. There's Cademan still in this folder. Cademan.
We'll be
Okay.
back some Christmas Day.
He'll be back again soon. Okay, and there's Bean.
There's always been
Can't
some
move
magic.
Bean.
You can't, and that is because you guys are on the wrong layer. Wrong
Oh,
layer. Okay, I'll just put you.
Whoa,
I'll
it
just put
flew
you.
away.
I put you towards the top so that you were like slightly out of the way. But you can go wherever you wish. So, you guys walk out of the yawning portal, taking Drazir's offer, at least in earnest. And if you do, you get 10 gold pieces upon arrival at the palace. He's not giving it to you straight up. It's a significant amount of money. Like 5 gold pieces is like $100 to standard people.
All right. Just walking around with like 1,400 silver pieces, 750 gold pieces, and 47 platinum in my pocket.
Okay, so you see that the people of Waterdeep are starting to wake up. You guys had a bit of a long night, but even then, it's a lazy time here in Waterdeep for some people. The rest, mainly servants and hired hands, are all starting to open up their businesses, and they are starting to decorate and reveal their previously made decorations for Wowking Tide. People that normally stay at home, like the rich and the middle class, they're all celebrating Wowking Tide in their homes for the caravans, as their kids are waking up to find toys hidden throughout their home. For the rest of them, it's off to work. So you're mostly dealing with those people out in the marketplace today. But you go out to a nice spring day. There's a bit of mist hanging in the air that's just starting to dissipate. There's a bit of a chill, but not much.
Well, BB, would you like to get rid of that head? Or attempt to?
I would like to toss it into the river if by possible, but it'd be nice if we can give it to the right person.
Yes, I'm sure she will love to keep it.
Yeah, this is gonna be a rude awakening, I think, for most.
Indeed. Well, you
You
said northward, so would we like to head that way?
Sure. You guys make your way towards the north ward. Believe the yawning portal is in the castle ward, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but I do not have time to look it up. So, you guys head to the north ward, and I'll just plop your characters over there. So, you head to the north ward. You can see that there are flags everywhere that show like a green and orange field upon which a white flying dove is flying over those colors. It is the symbol of the North Ward. Each ward has its own, like, je ne sais quoi. The North Ward is the place of nobles. It has immaculate pointed roofs, many of which are tipped with little tinier like houses called dovecotes, used to normally house birds. And true to name, they are filled with doves that are flying out into the morning air to look for food. You can see that most of the people here are very quiet, and the streets are quiet as well in the morning. Servants are probably already at work in their nobles' houses at this point in the day. You make your way towards the Rosnar mansion. Eventually, you come upon the mansion. It has a nice gridiron-like fence surrounding it, and you can see that it's got like a locked gate, but there's a bell just hanging above it. And as you ring it, a servant comes out of a like little turret or guardhouse in the side. The servant appears to have moderate armor on, strangely enough. He comes out and he says, "Can I help you, folks?"
Yes, we would like to speak to Esvel Rosner. I believe we have something she'd be interested in. Believe she employed us to
Right,
seek
you
something
weren't
out for her.
My
I wasn't, but
apologies.
you told me the story.
Yeah, this fine fellow here has it quite right. We were employed by Rosnars to go and look for a specific someone, and
I
we
don't
are
think
under-
that Esvel has any business with riffraff like yourselves. Please move along. It's a holiday. Everybody's staying inside.
Well,
I would like to persuade.
Okay.
yeah, I don't know how, but I'd like to.
I pull out the ring of.
Oh, I have that, I believe.
Oh, well, whoever
do
has
you?
it can
Okay.
pull it out. I was
Yeah.
going to sell it to Thrazir.
We do have proof that we were in search of a specific individual named. I can't remember his name.
Crosando.
One of the.
I believe she would be interested in this.
Okay, BB says that, and Alistair pulls out the ring. Make a persuasion check with advantage, because of Alistair.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just told you that... Wait, is that... That's the symbol of the Rosnars. Where did you get this? You said it...
From the Underdark, or from the Undermountain. It is important that we speak with the lady of the house.
He kind of like looks both ways down the street. Come inside. He opens the door, well, the iron fence a bit. It creaks as he opens it just a tad to let you guys in. Osa kind of gets his antlers caught on it for a second as he figures out how to orient himself to get inside.
I'm stuck!
Please come this way. Be quick about it. Don't need them to know that we have ruffians inside of our courtyard.
Not a ruffian. I'm wearing my best clothes.
You have not changed out of your clothes or showered in many weeks.
But those are his best clothes.
They are your best clothes.
Yeah.
Got me there. Um,
I just look at BB. After this week of shopping.
the servant wrinkles his nose and continues to lead you into the estate. He has you wait in the lobby, where you can see that there are nice marbled columns along the equally marbled floor. There's several urns, decorative, lining the place on little tables that don't seem to be for anything but holding decorative urns. There's a big staircase leading up to a second story just before you, but the servant goes off into another room, and you hear a bell tinkle upstairs. What is it? There's some people here that say that they know about Crescendo. I'll be right down. You see the servant return from behind a little curtain that seems to have some sort of, like, not telephone system, but like a speaker system.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, you guys see Esbel coming down these stairs. She is wearing a nice-looking nightgown of sorts, or morning gown, I guess in this case. She's wrapping a wide ribbon around her midriff to keep it closed, but she has also put a small coat over this whole affair. She descends the stairs and says, "I know you, I think. I sent you on that mission, didn't I?"
You did employ us, yes.
Please, Edgar, it's fine. They can stay here. You're dismissed for now. My lady, I think that it's fine. I will be fine.
My lady, I might request that he bring a bucket.
Edgar, please leave now. Of course, my lady. And Edgar leaves.
To wash my feet, because they're full of dirt.
Yes.
She
Yes.
Let me wash my feet in your living room. You mind?
We're walking through their house.
She gets up close to you guys and says, "Just keep your voices down. Don't want them to... Did you find Crescendo?"
Oh,
It might be better if we speak.
This is private enough. I want you
Okay.
tracking your mud in here.
That's why I asked for a bucket. And potentially to carry around the human soup we have.
He didn't make it, did he?
Not really.
We brought the proof, but it's not quite for the faint of heart.
Just show me.
Oh my.
Alright, everyone back up. You know how this thing smells. Do you want
I
to
cover my nose.
do you want to give her the ring first, at least?
Yeah, I'll just be like, here you go.
You give her
This
the
is
ring,
pretty portion.
and she kind of looks at it sullenly. Show me.
Take the bag off my back and put it on the ground, and I'll pull back the leather straps and let that beautiful, beautiful aroma drift into her nostrils.
She turns her head away. What happened to him?
I believe... I don't really know. What we just kind of dug him up, right?
He got tangled up with the
With some-
goblins, yeah? The hobgoblin? Azarok? Something else had
Azarok,
happened,
yes.
but they ended up getting the last of him, at least.
And I believe they just found a mark, I'm assuming? I forgot. Did they just kill him because he seemed like he had riches and they just wanted to loot him? I forget.
I'm digging through to see what's in here.
Yep.
I don't know if you know reason.
Yeah.
Maybe you did.
I don't think we
You-
did. I think we just knew that the
Yeah.
Azarok had the ring around his neck,
Yeah,
and then we knew that he
Right.
was dead inside their mushroom pit.
yeah.
But we don't really know much more than that.
That's a shame. Well, it's glad to know
But there
that
was a whole corpse. It ain't just the head. We just...
I trust you.
Oh, right.
I am at least glad to know that at least he's not going to be opening up the slave trade once more. But I am in your debt. As I said to you, I now owe you a favor. And can trust a Rosnar.
They
In
always
fact,
repay their debts.
well, I am in your debt, and for that I thank you. It is Walking Tide. Or at least take this. She hands you a pouch that contains 250 gold pieces.
I'll let Kitty Cat carry that.
All
And
right.
furthermore, more importantly, I am in your debt, almost literally. If you need anything from House Rosnar, I will be willing to oblige it as best as I can.
You have any new clothes?
I think that
A shower?
I think the coins would suffice. Now, please,
Okay.
I would like to just celebrate the holiday in peace. Mommy? You guys hear a noise from
Oh
the top of the
no.
balcony as two kids are looking down from the balustrade. Mommy, I found another one.
I wrap my bag up
Yeah.
real quick.
Yes, honey. I'll be right up. I'm just seeing these folks out. There's a boy and a girl up there that look very young. The boy goes, "Who's that dragon man? You're so cool. I like the funny wood man." All right. All right.
The funny woodman.
I think it's best that you leave before you get too much of their attention.
They don't even like me.
Yeah, they've seen cats before. You're just a big cat.
Hmm.
Any direction on what you would like us to do? Yeah, I mean, you're welcome to keep the bag.
Just get rid of it. Take it away. I have the proof I need.
Will do.
I'll be right up, sweetie. Take care.
Bye bye.
And you can trust a Rosnar. She nods and lets you guys leave and take yourselves out.
Dun dun.
We should leave. Also, Phoebe might hold on to the head to try and find a cleric to talk to the skull. Ain't gonna be pretty.
Grush.
Gross.
Well, if there is a smell in this place,
Oh, that smell lingers.
there is a smell that lingers in Waterdeep, mostly over the field ward, as the field ward is, well, it's where the refugees live, and it's kind of a slum town.
Rude.
Well, it is. It's refugees from all over from many wars. It was meant to be a battlefield area, but it's slowly built up into a shanty town of its own, which the City Watch does not patrol. Almost at all. So I realized Volt is not out here, because they were not in the PCs folder. They're in the... and they're in the Patrons folder. Doink! Volt's there too.
Well, what's the next thing, I guess?
Probably sitting out for a bit because it's not my. Didn't want to intrude, but I'm probably.
You're quite welcome all the time.
Thanks.
Yes.
How is Haleth, by the way?
Seems down. He was saying something about Joaquin maybe testing him. That might be why the whole thing
Ah,
yesterday.
So he's studying for his test.
In a
Does
way,
he-
I guess.
In a way.
Does he seem the same to you, like from before?
No, he wasn't this grim before. I imagine the whole thing with Copper just really got to him.
Well, I'm not much of a magic user, but all I know is that he held on to this, and I hand over the relic to Volt, and it was burning his hands.
Tiny.
Oh yeah, he had a burnt scar on his hand that looked like that.
This is the symbol of his god, is it not?
It is.
I think you should hold on to this. I'm not quite so certain about your friend right now, but that doesn't bode well for a man of a god.
The cloth.
Yeah, no, I'll keep it. I'll see if because that's something he'll know. He would never, leave by his side, and now he's not even holding on to it. And it's burning him. Sounds pretty serious.
Yeah, I think the idea that this relic didn't want him to hold on to it feels more like it.
Yeah.
Oh, check this out if we want to go to. Maybe there's a church nearby if we want to go and talk to someone and figure out why that could be happening.
There are
Yeah.
plenty of temples in Waterdeep. It is a place where all religions of the good alignment are definitely welcome.
Maybe we can bring a cleric back to try and see if there's something wrong with them.
Yeah, maybe find an alleyway to ditch that head.
Maybe
You-
have a cleric talk to the head, try and figure out what happened, and then they can get rid of it for us.
Yeah. Good.
Shit, we don't want anyone to talk or know about it. Damn it.
I was kind of hoping she would keep it.
Yeah, I was too.
Kind of smells, but I kind of get it.
Kind of get it, though. Because it smells.
Mr. Fancy
It's
Pants,
not
you
like
look.
she can keep it as a.
You were not Fancy Feast. You were just
I
some old cat.
I would. Yes, we really. That's what we really should be doing: shopping for our interview or testimony, so that we don't look like scrubby
We're supposed to be adventurers.
scrubs.
I thought we were going to dress up fancy for that gala thing. Why would we want to go and look fancy?
We should
for something?
always be fancy. Fancy,
I mean, that's fair.
presentable, clean, not smelly.
I want to be fancy. BB, can I
You
go be
are
fancy?
also.
You could be a
Oh my god, yes. Imagine
Decorated
him
like
in a little
a
tux.
Christmas tree.
I don't know what that
That's
is.
a big-
Well, they're called
It's a
bull
Joaquin
trees,
tree.
evergreen. You've seen evergreens before. We walked through them a couple times. You know, it's got little pine needles kind of going on.
Okay, what's Christmas? Is that like Starbucks?
Shit.
How do you know what
It's
Starbucks
like a-
is? We don't know what Christmas is.
Joe.
So?
Oh my god.
It is.
Oh.
Nobody else will understand what we're reacting to. But we heard a beep in Discord.
I actually didn't hear it because for some reason it's telling me.
Well, you're
Yes,
drinking.
because. Right. Well,
Well,
anyway, perhaps we should go to one of these temples and try to figure out, talk to the head, or figure out what's going on with Halith. All I know is we have an appointment at 12 at the palace.
Hey, we're not that far away. Just keep on walking.
Yeah, it's still pretty early in the morning, so around 8:30 or 9.
Okay. Did we?
There are several temples that you can choose to go to, many of which are in the Sea Ward, which is also where the Temple of Gond is, where Valletta lives and works.
Mm.
Are there any places that you want to go to off the top of your head? As well as, I guess, can I get a religion check from anybody that wants to? Anybody that thinks that they
Sure.
know?
I think I know religion.
I know what religion is.
I know what religion is.
I don't know religion.
I know everything.
My character's an atheist, apparently.
Volt, you have been to Waterdeep before. You do know that the Temple of Gond would definitely be willing to help you, being an artificer. Although the rest of you, you're not sure if Valletta's as willing to help you guys because you guys didn't finish your quest yet. You have promised to follow up on it, but you still haven't done it yet. In the meantime, I'll say that BB, you are aware that there is at least a library here that is also a temple. The Temple of Ogma.
Oh,
They're in the Castle Ward, and their library is the largest in Waterdeep.
Is
Ogma,
there a temple of
Sorry, Ogma is the god of knowledge, which Alistair is able, not Alistair, Volt is able to point out to you guys.
Is there one for Walkeen? Considering it's Walkeen tide and
Weirdly enough, there is not a temple of Walkeen. The closest thing to the god of trade is probably... well, the place that is most involved with coins, at least, is the Tower of Luck, which is a temple to Timora, the god of fate. Well, mostly luck. But it's up to you guys. You have 3 potential temples you can go to now.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just gonna follow.
want to go to the
Um,
Gond one?
The one that would relate to Haleth the most, I would assume. What we're looking for.
Well, there's that. You have... Timora is the one that kind of closely relates to coin. Ogma is the one that is just generally related to knowledge. And Gond is the one where you guys have the best rapport with the priests there.
Maybe that one.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go to that one.
Well, 2 of you want to go to Gond now, so let's go see Gond. Gond, damn it. You guys head to the Sea Ward, which is... it's very close to you. Whoop. You travel through the Sea Ward a bit, and the Sea Ward is a very touristy place. Its symbol is that of a golden sea lion on a blue field, which you can see on flags waving throughout the place. It's home to the, what is it called? The Fields of Triumph, which Thrazir mentioned briefly before, is where some of the dancers will be. But during the time when it's not a holiday, it's actually a fighting arena where heroes, young and old, can fight and earn a place in the House of Heroes. As well as that, there's a ton of different temples that you guys are passing by, and eventually you make it to, well, the Temple of Gond, the House of Inspired Hands. Valletta is there, and she is working on the latest enhancement to one of her creations. There is just what looks to be a humanoid automaton sitting upright on a table. It kind of glances at Valletta as she's attaching something to one of its arms. Just stay still, I just need to augment this crystallizer. Damn it, I told you not to move! Oh, hello. I wasn't expecting anybody here. Did you get the copper already?
No. We
Oh.
have a head we want to talk to. I believe.
I fangirl
head?
immediately over her creations.
Oh, another person of artifice, I see. This one wasn't in your tow last time. I think I saw her last night, but it's a bit fuzzy, to be honest. Had a bit too much of that gold mead.
Yes, we all got turned on that.
Turned down for what, indeed? The
Yes, it was lit.
the automaton gives a thumbs up when you say it's lit, and the thumb turns into a lighter, whereupon it flashes up a little
It's like
bit
a
of fire.
metal version of Oso.
No, that's not like me. Well, it's designed based on you. No.
What? Yes, exactly that.
Well, I kind of saw your things and got to tinkering. I just thought that...
He's a clone.
No. I was just inspired. I've
Absolutely.
been trying to make something that can walk on 2 feet. Something that's a bit more balanced, and, well, you're balancing gyroscopes in there. They're so fine, even if they're made out of the simpler of ingredients. I had hoped that I could get copper to fully facilitate this thing, but sadly, it's not the case. But the prototype's working very well. Sorry?
We found copper.
We found copper. We didn't.
You found
bring
a guy
copper.
named Copper.
No. You see, he
Yeah.
was a
What did you mean?
oh, it was a material copper, like metal.
Uh-huh.
Yes, well, either way, if I can get it, I can at least put a little more into this, replace some of the parts with lighter pieces and less expensive ones, and, well, I can make the electricity go through it a bit easier than what I had to do. I had to make do with what I could. Less conductive wiring, you see. But
Could
I'm-
always try wood.
I don't think it works that way.
It works so good for me. So
I
good. Look at
understand
me.
that, but I don't think I can replicate what you
Yeah, man,
have.
give me some wood. That's what these.
Whoa.
Thanks for coming on, Ben. I just
Hey.
wasn't making nearly enough sex jokes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, no.
Well,
Now, Valletta, do you
yes.
happen to know anybody in your temple that knows speak with dead, perhaps? That can make a head that's dead talk and speak?
Well, I mean, a blessing from the gods, it shouldn't be given freely. I've already done one favor for you, folks.
No, no, well, not you. If, like, maybe, is there another temple if that's not in the favor?
I can't speak
The
for any of the
card.
other temples, I'm afraid. But I am very
Ah.
impressed at this little dog-like thing that you've created here. It's mostly made out of copper, yes?
On the outside, yeah, yeah. On the
Oh,
inside, we have other things.
Oh, do you mind if I take a look?
Sure. Do you mind, Spark?
This looks like copper from
Bark.
the mines.
I don't think Spark minds.
He'll go up, I guess.
Spark goes up and rolls over, exposing his underbelly, which is slightly unexposed, or slightly exposed. There's like a hatch that opens up as he's wagging his tail, and Valletta starts poking around in there as the mechanisms are active and moving, so she's taking care not to poke any of the moving bits. But she said, "Oh, I see what you've done in here. Okay, okay. You definitely got that copper thing down that that I was talking about. It definitely speeds it up, yes? Makes it a bit more combat ready?
So, well, no, we've Spark's been doing fine without the copper, actually.
Oh,
We just he just lost some parts while we were down there, so we needed to patch him back up. If you want, if you have replacement parts for Spark, we could, do some swaps.
oh, he's not supposed to be made of copper.
No, he was not made of copper before.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
he
yeah, I
kinda
see
gives him a
I see the
stick.
welding marks. I mean, if you're willing to part with this copper, I could offer some things in trade. Maybe 10 gold pieces worth of materials, and then I can give you some more reinforced steel.
Oh, sure, yeah. Let's see if those parts are convertible, or
Oh, sure, we have
between-
everything here
yeah,
at the
yeah.
Temple of God, except obviously the copper. Everybody uses that.
Of course.
She heads in back, and the automaton just kind of watches her leave and looks back at you guys, and just starts trying to pretend to pet Spark on the tummy and give it tummy rubs, which is, of course, the sound of steel scraping on steel. It's kind of grating to everybody else involved.
Oh,
It sees your discomfort and, like, backs off silently. It just kind of starts wiggling its legs, and then it seems to start talking to you guys. It's almost like it's miming words with its hands. I don't think any of you guys speak this sort of not... It's not ASL. This guy has invented its own sign language. So I'm going to have you guys make an intelligence check if you want to find out what it's saying.
Oh, I sure do.
Not like thieves can't, is it?
It's not really.
No.
Volt, you're starting to get the impression that you know what it's talking about, and Newt as well.
I
You-
got it.
You're a little slightly less able to pick up on it, but you're more able to get through what the spirit of it is. You kind of look at everybody and you're like, I think it's trying to say its name. And Volt, you're able to identify that it does actually spell out its name. You can tell from the way it's moving its fingers, it's using the common alphabet in a fairly simple way. And as you start reading it out, it says, "My name is Nim. What's yours?"
I am
Nim.
also.
I'm Vault. Nice to meet you. Can you hear me?
It nods its head affirmatively.
Huh. Hey, this one's name is Nim. Everyone introduce yourselves.
My name is Alistair Lafayette Cromwell IV.
It nods its head in approval.
So does that mean that each one of your fathers and then your grandfather and your great grandfather, you got the same name?
My name is Newt, and why don't you talk?
It kind of like pauses for a second and ponders with its finger to its lips, and then it does a bit more sign language. Bolt, I'm gonna have you make another one. Another int check.
Okay.
Try to decrypt. Okay, even better. You're getting a solid hang of what it is. You've actually seen this sort of sign language before, used mainly amongst other members of the House of Gond to communicate during loud experiences. So there's actually a basis to it. And as you translate it, it says quite effectively that it doesn't have a voice box.
Oh. Okay.
Is Valletta working on it for you?
It shrugs.
Oh.
It then starts I keep trying to like come up with a word. It's saying something with its hands, signing. It then signs to you,
Charades?
Somatic?
then somatics to you.
Like what's
Uh,
gestures?
it gestures at you. I mean, I can still use signs. It signs you another message, and it says, tentatively though, it looks kind of timid about this, but it seems to be asking, "Would you make one for me?" Pointing at Volt.
Is this something really difficult? Like in this.
Make an Tinker's Tools check, based on your knowledge of Tinker's Tools. So intelligence based.
Inspiration.
Yeah, let's roll.
Still
This-
pretty. It's a pretty average roll.
yeah. Oh. Better roll.
Well, you kind of like put your hand over your head, like, I don't know if I'd be able to. And then the automaton like reaches into a box and like pulls out a piece of paper that has etched on it almost perfectly some plans that could be a rudimentary voice box for the thing. It looks like it's to its exact parameters. And it like looks at you and points at the thing, and as you grab it and like read it over cursively, cursory glance, you see that it could be doable. It looks like it does need the copper, but it could feasibly work out even with your tools. It would just take some time to make, probably.
Right. Okay, I'll like it's gonna take beyond the noon.
Yeah, it's a very
Thing,
intricate
yeah.
device in order to make such specific sounds on command for specific words. As you ponder it, Valletta then opens the door. The automaton frantically folds up the paper and shoves it into your breastplate, and then starts waving its feet up and down like nothing has happened. It then mimics whistling to the air. Oh, did you guys have fun? Sorry, I left you alone with old Nim here.
Oh, Nim's delightful.
He certainly has that effect. Well, these do, and she drops a bunch of iron plates onto the table, and they look sufficient, even possibly stronger than the ones that your defender had before.
Yeah, I think so. Just don't take all the copper from Spark. Obviously, some parts will be. I'll need to keep a little bit. Is that
Sure.
alright with you?
Sure. Yeah. Can I just have these large parts here? And she like points out some and leaves you with some others. And you guys are able to take apart Spark as Spark gets C-3PO skeletonized before your eyes, and then you reinstall the armor plates with Valletta's help. Even she knows what she's doing, and you guys have transferred some copper over. She says, "You know what? I think that this is serviceable, and with such a talented artificer in your group, I'm more than willing to do the ritual to speak with dead. Any time that you're ready for it, actually, if you..."
I think it's more about when you're ready for it.
Oh, I can be ready. The church is performing services at all times. The House of Inspired Hands is always ready to do the temple's work.
I whip out the bag.
Oh my god! Oh my god, that smells... Please. She pulls out a device and starts, like, spraying the air. Oh, no, please.
You said that you were ready.
Okay, let's go into a back room, please. She leads into a back room.
Look, we've been smelling this thing so long that I'm quite certain that most of our nostril, like our sense of smell is gone.
Yes.
I can't sniff anything.
I can build you a new one. Come into this back room.
I'm gonna point at Oso. He doesn't even have a nose.
I don't even smell.
And it still stinks.
Okay. And I think that is where we will pick it up next time. So, thank you everyone for watching. And, Volt, Meggie, thank you so much for playing with us. But now that we are back in Waterdeep, we're going to have to pick another patron to join us, in the adventure. Is that alright?
Yeah, 10 out of 10. Much recommend.
Thank you. So yeah, Volt, you'll probably stay here and help build a voice box for old Nimmy here. So you might show up again, at least in NPC form or in some other form, or if you get randomly picked again.
Or return.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'll love to come back. I'll keep being a Patreon.
Oh, thanks. In the meantime, anybody else that wants the chance at joining as a patron, be sure to be a patron, and the higher tier you are, the higher the chances that you will be selected. So I'm probably not going to select it next time. Probably the time after that.
Yeah, we usually have
Then we'll need to get people set up and everything. But so we do have some time. If you're not a patron already, be a patron over at Noble Crumpet on Patreon. And as always, you can watch this stream every Wednesday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can watch our sister stream on Sundays from 9 p.m. to midnight. Again, Eastern Time. It's with a different group of people running through a homebrewed dungeon. And you can find my books on DriveThruRPG, and you can find my other books on the DM's Guild. Noble Crumpet's Book of Secrets is coming to there. You can find a rough draft over on Patreon already. It will be different because that's the way that has to be for DM's Guild, but you know, it will be there soon, and then you'll be able to get it yourself. Thanks everyone for watching, and we will see what happens next time in the depths of Waterdeep for the Waukeen Tide holiday season. Thank you, and have a good one, everyone.
Be well.
Good
Bye.
night.
Bye.
Bye.